It's a breaking ball hit the other way. That might be trouble. Long run, Morlock can't make the diving catch, and it's going to roll all the way to the wall. Coming around to score will be the courtesy runner Young easily, and around to third on an RBI triple is Jordan Baca, and the Hawks are on the board first.
What a swing by Baca. Tough play out there in right field. He tried his best, gave it a go by diving, but then he allowed the triple too.
Wow, that was a bomb there. That's a home run. Wow. Man, oh man. Elijah Castaneda with the home run. Deep shot to left field. Wow, beautiful hit there.
Time for the opening drive.
Voted the best sports show in New Mexico
For 5 years running. It's the OD in the AM with Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck.
Well, reality is reality. And the reality of the reality is the reality that the reality is the Lakers aren't in the playoffs as of right now. I don't know if Laker fan is Laker fan anymore because Laker fan is so disgruntled, disgusted, discouraged, and disappointed with all the hype and all the expectations that went in. And throughout it all, throughout everything that went down this season, throughout everything that has gone down with loss after loss after loss, after injury after injury after, how much are those guys making? I don't think Laker fan ever once got to the point where, all right, but we're not going to make the playoffs. Well, we'll flip the switch in the playoffs. Oh, okay, but AD and LeBron, you're out right now. Right now, as of now, you are 13 games under 500, 30 games, 3-0 behind the Suns, and you're behind the San Antonio Spurs for the final play-in spot. Good morning to you, and Merry Wednesday. And with that bit of joy, welcome to the opening drive on 3/30. It's just a 31-day month. I guess tomorrow would be the final day of the month. It's the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck, A. Marie, Adrian. So you and I had this conversation, and maybe it was yesterday, the day before. With everything that went on, Laker fan was always, yeah, but we'll flip the switch. Oh, but those guys will be back. Ah, but all we got to do is just, we can come out of the 9 hole. We can come out of the 10 hole. Well, what? You're not in a hole. The hole that you're in is the hole that is lottery. Out of there's 10 teams that are in, 10 teams that are in, 5 teams that are not. Let me be very clear. You are with Houston and the Thunder and Sacramento and Portland. You are one of the 5 teams out in the West.
The Lakers are the Lakers are one of the worst teams in basketball.
It's insane.
Watching last night's game, and right when it was reported that LeBron James was doubtful,
yep.
I'm like, they need to switch this game because it's going to be unwatchable. And you
was,
had
but yeah, we watched.
Giannis versus Embiid going on, and they decided, let's give you Lakers and Mavericks. Like, Charles Barkley was right on a couple months ago saying, stop putting these dudes on TV. Without LeBron James, it highlights how bad this team is. Even as good as LeBron James is playing, everyone else is that much better, and he can't carry this roster. There was no doubt that when LeBron James showed up doubtful, the Lakers were getting blown out in that game.
So I didn't hear Charles say this, but it was one of the days where you were traveling about a month ago. And I said, at what point do we have to stop watching the Lakers every night on national TV? I get it. They're the Lakers. I get that they're Los Angeles. I understand what LeBron James is. They are 13 games under 500 and 30 games out of first place and now out of the tournament. I grew up a Laker fan. I grew up loving everything about the Laker organization and enjoyed it and maybe got caught up in a little bit of that arrogance when I was a kid as far as the birthright thing. As far as, you're going to the playoffs and you're going to have a chance to contend. This team is so bad, and watching, to your point, watching the cutaways of Anthony Davis and LeBron James. By the way, how much money is that in salary sitting next to each other annually? Is that about $70 million, $80 million in salary?
Yes.
AD has played how many games over the last 2 years? And he'll be up for a contract soon, right? And somebody's going to throw the Brinks truck at him, right? Because, but now he's over all that, he'll be healthy. He's 29, he should be in his prime. At what point is Anthony Davis considered, dare I say, a bust?
He's making $32 million a year.
He's making 32, and LeBron's making 39, or is it 41? All right, so roughly $80 million sitting over there in salary on the bench. But at what point is
41,
he?
yeah.
All right, so 30, yeah. At what point is he considered a bust? Dare I say?
Damaged goods. He's not a bust. He's played at the highest level.
He has. Well, he won a championship, yeah.
But he's damaged goods.
Okay. When he's up for free agent because he's 29, I think, what has he got, one more year left on this deal? He's going to break the bank again, isn't he? I don't know if it's going to be in L.A., but somebody's going to throw the whole...
It won't be in L.A. because the offseason, the Lakers are going to blow it up.
What are they going to do, though? With all the contracts that they've got, what are they going to do?
You can always trade contracts in the NBA. It's not the NFL.
Okay. But they're the team...
How do you think Russell Westbrook made it to that many different teams?
But who's going to collect bad contracts when you look around?
Well, with only 1 year left, it's not a bad contract.
Okay. All right. And they're going to...
Now it comes down
have no
to
draft
what
picks.
Is in there for Anthony Davis in terms of how much say he has in it.
Yeah.
But that's all you can do is start throwing these names out there because you had your run. This team they really did. They got a break. They got healthy. They won a championship in the bubble.
Mm-hmm.
And it ain't getting better.
They did. What does this do? LeBron's numbers are insane. And I you know where I am on legacy. I don't love having these talks, but I will because it's such a topic right now. What does it do? LeBron's putting up insane numbers at 30, what is he, 37, 38 years old? MVP-like numbers. He will not be the MVP, especially if his team doesn't make the playoffs, and there's other guys that are going to be MVP. But what does it do for him? Is it a guy that you'll just look at and go, wow, he still played at that insanely high level until he was Tom Brady age, but was on a bad team. He orchestrated the team. He certainly was key in putting those pieces together. He was vocal in what he wanted to do. And then, what has he got? One more year with the Lakers, and does he bounce too?
If it's this bad,
he does, right?
Going into next season, yeah, that's absolutely on the table. But I think before you even get close to that, they'll blow it up and see what they can do for a couple years.
And that means Russ and
everything's on the table.
So who's taking Russ? With everything that Russ is and how much money he's making, I mean, won't that be the hardest contract to move?
It's just about finding pretty much at this point a tanking team that you throw future assets at them, just try to move contracts around like it's not. Like, it can happen. How do you think Russell Westbrook went to all these things?
No, I get it. I understand it. I do. They lost 128-110 last night to Dallas, so that sounds competitive, and it wasn't. They were down 28, 29, 30 most of the game. They ran out a lineup of Dwight Howard and Russell Westbrook, Malik Monk, Reeves, and I'm not sure I know who Stanley Johnson is very much. I mean, he played at Arizona, but that was their lineup. Their leading scorer last night was Monk at 28, Russ had 25. Garbage points. I just this is insanity to me because of the magnitude of the expectations. That's why this one has me. We'll get into NBA stuff because we are about 2 weeks away from the playoffs. You get the Masters, then we'll be in the playoffs. Oh, speaking of the Masters, see, you played 18 holes at Augusta yesterday?
Holes. Yes, he did.
I mean, that's a big deal. So the guy played. He walked 18. Let's see how he feels today because you got to do it 4 days in a row if you want to do what you want to do. We've always said Tiger Woods would not. Well, Tiger Woods always said it. Not us. I mean, Tiger's always said he would not play unless he's ready in his mind to win. Does that standard change this week? It's got to, right? Mm-hmm. It's got to. I mean, he might think, I can go out there and win, but he knows there's no way dude is coming off a year-plus absence after shattering his leg. Shattering, right? By every account, not just broke it, but like a jigsaw puzzle. And then coming back and playing a few rounds and competing. So in his, JJ, it's always been, he has said it, I'm not going to go out there unless I can compete at the highest level. That changes a little bit this week, doesn't it?
And he just wants to go out there and prove to himself and everyone that he can do it, whether it's for 2 rounds or 4 right now.
I think that's right? Just that he can be back out there doing it on his way and with the guys and at that place, right? If this was the Honda, he didn't go to Pebble Beach, which is a special place for him. He didn't go to the John Deere. He didn't play in the Players, but this is Augusta. This is that place, right? This is to prove, as you said, he can go out there and do it. I think you're right. I mean, more and more signs are dude's going to play, right? Are you starting when I woke up yesterday, no way. He's not playing. Now I'm at a point where I think dude's going to play. Don't you?
I think he's going to play.
I mean,
Especially when he played the 18 yesterday. I was like, okay.
But you're right. It's all about today.
How
Because
does
if
he
he
feel
wakes
today?
up and he can't stand, then
Right.
yeah.
Yeah. How's he
So
feel
wrenching
today?
in those plans.
Yeah. How does he feel today? He played every hole. Quote, he looked good to me. That is a source. Oh, that was Joey LaCava. I don't know. I mean, if that was some dude that just got to walk along. I don't know if it was the gopher from Caddyshack. I don't know or that gopher's grandkid, the grand gopher. I don't know where we go. All right, here's your guest list today. We're moving Sebastian to 7:30. We're going to talk. There's a lot going on, especially the controversy at Albuquerque High. Former Lobo, former Albuquerque High Bulldog Greg Brown has been relieved of his duties as the basketball coach. He spoke to Van Tate last night, and he's not happy about it. Greg basically said, they called me in and said, you're out. Why? They said, I don't have to tell you why. Greg said that he's going to explore every option and doesn't really know what happened. Albuquerque High's not talking much about it. So we'll talk to Sebastian Noel from ProView Networks coming up at 7:30 about that and other stuff. We got a final set in the men's NIT. It's match day for New Mexico United. Oakland Roots are in town today. We'll get into the NFL overtime rule tweak, kind of, and what Deshaun Watson's contract has done for the rest of the market, according to at least one other team. 505-246-0610 is how you get in with us today. You can play radio anywhere in America at 1-800-922-0610. That is toll-free if for some reason you still pay tolls. Emails Jeff, JJ, that's Jeff or JJ, at sportsanimалabq.com, and on the Twitter it's _JJ Buck. Watch our program. We're on Comcast Channel 26 and on our Facebook page, The OD in the AM. Adrian's producing for us on ProView. A-Marie's got us on the radio side. Glad you're with us. Thank you for choosing to listen to 95.9 FM and AM 610, The Sports Animal.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here. These are more.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
I'm Ben Lucero, president and owner of Indigo Mortgage. We are a locally owned and operated mortgage company right here in New Mexico. This means your loan officers and processors are right here to serve you. Our mortgage divisions include residential, commercial, construction, reverse mortgages, and VA mortgage loan. Indigo Mortgage, because nobody cares more about your mortgage loan.
Industries is a proud supporter of ProView Networks. High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
Dream Style Roofing tops them all. When your roof's worn out and needs to be replaced, we're gonna do it right, put a smile on your face. There.
So the group that Tiger played with, it was Justin Thomas and Tiger's son Charlie. How about the life Charlie's living, by the way? Was he on spring break? Or Daddy just took him out of school for a day to go to Augusta and play around of golf? It's great living. So
imagine.
Right? And by the way, the kid's got great swing and I mean,
I want to know what clubs he's hitting with.
okay, but can I throw a butt at you with this?
Uh-oh.
Like, he's living the charmed childhood, and good for him, and all the power to him. And I hate to be what happens when he plays competitive golf? Because there's no way he's going to be as good as his dad, right? There's just, I mean, am I wrong? Are we going to sit here in 15 years and go, wow, he's better than his dad? No way, right? So being Tiger, think of all the major leaguers and great players' kids. Michael Jordan's kid. You know, Bronny's not going to be nearly what LeBron is. And it's, you know, growing up, you're really good and you're the best. And then the other guys are really good. And you just can't live up to that. Is he being set up for so? I hope not. Like he seems like a nice guy. I don't know the kid at all. He looks like he's having fun out there playing golf, and I think it's awesome that Tiger's able to do these things for him, and I think all of that is wonderful. But like what happens when he goes out there and he gets heckled on the golf course? Oh, you're playing Tiger's kid. I just beat Tiger's. You ain't that good. You're not your dad. Like, at some point it gets tough, doesn't it?
Absolutely. That's a standard that we don't see for many because of, as you said, just the pressure involved. It's one thing when you're a kid of a professional athlete. It's another when you're the kid of one of the greatest athletes
to ever do it. Yeah.
Whether it's Tiger Woods,
period.
LeBron's kid, things along those lines. Because, like, King Griffey Jr. just doesn't happen.
Right.
All that often. When there's like a good player, and then this kid's better.
But think of the greats.
But now this is one of the best we've ever seen, and try to live up to that.
Yeah, and like, I'm not wishing bad things on him, please. I hope he's better than his dad. Like, I think that'll be awesome. I hope he's better than his dad. But nobody's better than his dad, right? I mean, maybe Jack Nicklaus, but nobody's better than his dad. As good as all these other guys. And I think it's great now that he's living this life. Like, when they do the 30 for 30 on Charlie 25 years from now, JJ, and we're sitting here talking about that 30 for 30, because we're still going to be sitting right here. That's the one, right? And there'll be video phone footage of today, of yesterday. You know, at spring break, my dad took me out of school when he was trying to come back, and we played, and I made my first birdie on 7. Right, or whatever, and I feel for that. Think of who's the best son of a son, or son of a great. Can you think of one? Steph Curry. I mean, Dell was pretty good, but I don't know if Dell was great. Like, I can't think of Ken Griffey was good. Ken Griffey Jr. was great. Barry Bonds was really good. I'm sorry, Bobby Bonds was really good. Barry was great. The Boone family, they kept putting them out. Bob was terrific, and then, he had Aaron and what was the other one that came through? There were two brothers, right? Aaron and, you'll remember Aaron because he is Aaron freaking Boone. But, right, I mean, it's hard. I don't know that Charlie's going to play professional golf, but it sure looks like he's on the path to play some sort of competitive golf, right, at the college level. I don't know. I was just, as I was reading the story, I'm thinking, gosh, what a life. But and at some point, you're playing Tiger's kid. I beat Tiger's kid. He's going to get heckled. If he goes to Stanford like his dad, he's going to get heckled at Cal and UCLA and everywhere else, right? I don't know. I'm not saying it's not a woe is me. It's a first world problem. I understand that. Right. It is. But I mean, and I'm not telling you I think Tiger's doing anything wrong as a parent. I think he's doing everything to set his kid up and give his kid a great childhood. I don't know what the right thing to do is, right? Unless the kid just decides, Dad, I'm a dancer, or I'm a tennis player, I'm a football player. By the way, the kid's got a great swing. Have you seen it?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm jealous.
Yeah, it's really good. Anyway, all indication is, I mean, every indication. Well, that's not fair. Not every. I mean, now he's got to play, doesn't he? How disappointed are you going to be if he doesn't?
I know.
I'm going to be disappointed.
I'm not going to be mad at him, but
if he can't walk, he can't walk.
True.
Yeah.
This would be like a movie in the future if he plays.
There's no doubt. But to JJ's point, how's he feeling right now? Like, how's he feeling
Ison?
right now? Yeah, what kind of treatment are you putting on that? Yeah. All right, 505-246-0610, 888-922-0610. Aggies Lobo baseball last night. Was it 19-2? Lobos beat the Aggies down there. The texter says Aggies got a little taste of the Todd Brown era last night in Las Cruces. The Lobos stomp and spit on the NMSU logo every time they crossed home plate. I'm pretty sure it was 19-2, boy and girl. That's a whooping last night down in Cruces now. Good win for Todd Brown. I know Mario. Do you think Mario values the rivalry games more than maybe Eddie does? And I don't want to say it means more, but doesn't he put into all of his coaches' contracts incentive for winning the rivalry games? And I don't believe the University of New Mexico does, right? 19-2. They team run ruled them. 7 innings. Ouch, man. How'd that happen? How'd that go down?
A lot of
ding, ding, ding. First Lobo win. Is this right? That was a 6-game losing streak. According to Go Lobos, it was the first Lobo win over the Aggies since March 28th. You want to guess what year? 2017.
Oh.
That's almost 5 years to the day they hadn't beat the Aggies in baseball. 5-3. They beat them 5 years ago. How about that? Good win for the Lobo baseball team last night. Enjoy that. Ding. Ding. Yes, you're right. 100% you're right. So you got that. We got big league baseball here soon. Did you watch any spring training stuff?
No.
You catch any? Caught a few innings yesterday. Just because it would take me out to the ball game. I was tired of watching war coverage in my office. No, honestly.
I'm not laughing at that, but it's just
no.
sad.
I tend to.
Will Smith is still dominating all my stuff. I don't understand.
In what way? Like people still.
Oh, I had to be on
nobody wants
5 podcasts yesterday talking about.
So what's your take?
Oh, I think you don't slap someone after telling a joke. And I think he could have handled it better.
So you're taking it from the comedian's point of view, certainly.
Correct. That's why people want to talk to me.
I'm the person on stage, and I told a joke, and somebody comes up and slaps me.
Yes, now he's saying that that's okay because people idolize people in Hollywood.
But he's a vessel of love, Amory. Isn't that what he said? He's a protector.
You could have handled it differently, though. You could have talked to him after.
That's right.
Sue him, whatever you want to do.
Instead of go up and commit assault?
Correct.
Yeah. I think you're right.
And then everyone just was going crazy, and everyone acted like nothing happened.
And then he won his award.
And then he was like, woo!
Yeah,
that just shows how different everything is. The dude just
And now
slapped him at a
people will
national
just do
TV,
that in
no
all
one
comedy
acknowledged
clubs.
it.
Well,
No one
everybody
said
acknowledged
anything.
it. Oh, you mean in the moment?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, all right, let's move
Like
on.
Sean Combs came out and tried to make a joke, and everyone else like, is Will gonna slap me if I say something?
Yeah, I think the personalities too, right? I mean, if it was a different person telling the joke, a different person doing the slapping, how would things have been? How would things have gone down? Would he have gone up if it was a bigger dude? If it was Dave Chappelle? If it was, I mean, it was. Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be different.
All right, Sebastian Noel's going to be with us when we come up, when we return. There's going to be a different basketball coach at Albuquerque High next year. We're going to get into that. Want to buy a car? What's your financial goals? What are you looking to do? Kirtland Federal Credit Union will take care of you. They've got competitive rates and unbeatable service. Kirtland Federal Credit Union can help you drive away in the vehicle you want with payments you can live with. Looking for a new home? Choose from a wide variety of mortgage programs and partner with a team of friendly and knowledgeable mortgage experts. If you're looking to improve the home you're in, turn the value of your home into cash, you can use that for improvements, upgrades, whatever you want. And if you're planning for retirement, investing for retirement starts with Kirtland Financial Services. Talk to an advisor today and start walking the path to a confident financial future. Whatever your goal is, they can help you. Kirtland Federal Credit Union. Stop by any branch or go online and learn about them and get details there. It's kirtlandfcu.org. That's kirtlandfcu.org. Kirtland Federal Credit Union is an equal opportunity lender. See a representative for complete details.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're #1 in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
A burglary takes place in the United States approximately every 15 seconds. International Protective Service is your answer for commercial and residential security in all of Albuquerque. IPS will work with your monitoring company for fast, reliable response times. You can rest easy knowing you, your family, or your company is watched over by International Protective Service. Call International Protective Service today.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
For certified collision and body repair, visit the experts at CarCrafters. 5 locations in Albuquerque and Rio Rancho. Visit carcrafters.com.
CarCrafters, it's like it never happened.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop. Fish, birds, cats, dogs, reptiles, and small animals. Clark's has built a tradition of friendly, knowledgeable service focused on affordable, quality pet care products and food. Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations for all your pet needs.
Big headlines when former Lobo and former Albuquerque High Bulldog Greg Brown was named the head coach at his high school alma mater. He coached the COVID year, went 5-5, coached last year at Bulldog City, and was informed last week that he is no longer the basketball coach at Albuquerque High School. It's the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck. We're moving segments around a little bit. Normally, Sebastian comes in an hour, but he too has a life, so we're going to move him into now. Sebastian Noel is the voice of the people and the voice of ProView Networks. He joins us this morning on the opening drive. Good day, sir. How you living?
Good morning, guys. How are you guys?
Life's good. Life's good. Hey, so I saw the story the other day that Greg Brown was no longer the coach. I saw Van Tate had an interview with him yesterday, and he basically said, I was blindsided. They didn't give me an answer. Albuquerque High is just saying we're going in a different direction. What do you know?
Yeah, I mean, it was interesting. 'Cause up until that story from Van Tate, everything was kind of coming from the Albuquerque High side, just, we're moving in a new direction, and we're making a leadership change. And then there's this response, which certainly kind of caught me off guard, too. It is peculiar that a program that hasn't been relevant for quite a while, they sure know how to make noise when they make coaching changes.
Is it because of who they were historically? Because to your point, Albuquerque High, when you think of the best programs in the state over the last, probably since Jim Holzman's left, and maybe a couple of years before that, you haven't thought, well, that's not fair. Ron Garcia had some good teams. You don't think of them as being one of the top programs, but because they are Albuquerque High and all the history there, and there's a lot of alum, I think it is kind of a big deal.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. So here we are. They're searching for another coach again. I mean, yeah, Jeff, you and I have been around here for a long time. I think it's fair to say in APS, you don't get removed for just wins and losses, right? You can stick around for a long, long time if you're losing.
So what does that mean, Sebastian? I mean, so what you're saying is there's something else there, and is Greg not acknowledging something, the school, because it's a personnel issue, just saying that we're making a change in direction? Like what are you hearing?
Well, I mean, just the school coming out and saying, hey, we need a change in leadership, we're going in another direction, and then what you heard today, that's more than they normally say. So that's not just a people parting ways amicably, right? I mean, that's the school pretty much coming out saying, no, yeah, we fired this guy. So, I mean, that's more than we usually know anyway. So, I mean, yeah, and then Greg's response, obviously, that tells you that there's issues there.
No, Greg flat out said he's going to use whatever is available to him, and if he has to file a grievance or whatever. It's a bigger story because of who it is, right? If it was a guy that had been a long-time coach, it'd be a story, but because it's one of the most popular Lobos of the last, and I go back, 4 decades now, 3 decades, but a guy that was such a popular Lobo that there's a fairy tale kind of around Greg Brown. I think that makes it a bigger story, don't you?
Yeah, I would agree with that. And therein lies the problem, and I would go past just the Lobo piece, but the fact that he was an Albuquerque High guy, and I think that goes back to the original hire. You got to wonder, are they gonna once again let the alumni kind of, I don't want to say hijack this process, but ensure that they get an Albuquerque High guy in there, right? That's always been their MO there. We got to get somebody that's coached or played here. And I can tell you, I mean, and this is not a knock on Greg. I mean, I think Greg's a great guy and a pretty good coach, but they had a pretty impressive list of candidates not to apply because everyone knew Greg was going to get the job. So if they try to, again, go with, hey, it's got to be a Bulldog in there, then are they doomed to kind of repeat the cycle? That's kind of where I'm at right now.
Sebastian Noel from ProView Networks is with us on the opening drive this morning.
Well, and it does look like he's still a PE teacher at Albuquerque High School, which is just another interesting wrinkle into that with him sticking around. But, Sebastian, we've talked about this, just quite a bit overall, just the coaches, especially in APS in the various sports with what they have to deal with. When it comes to the basketball coaches and the rules that are out there and just kind of what we're seeing overall with kind of players bouncing around that first time you get to choose where you want to go in high school. How's the landscape right now just for high school basketball coaches and APS with everything they're dealing with?
Well, I mean, I think the hardest thing they're dealing with is that they're the most undercompensated coaches in the state. I mean, that's not a secret that coaches in other districts are making more money than them, and for the amount of hours they pour into our kids, that's really a darn shame. So I think that's the most important. But then, open enrollment certainly hurts, right? I mean, just look at Greg Brown there, Amari Brown, right? Everyone was wondering, hey, is he going to go to Albuquerque High? Obviously, he left the state. That and other open enrollment choices where kids stay in state. Now there's a club team that they can play for instead of their high school, which I really don't care to get into that. But, there's a lot on a high school coach's plate right now.
And Sebastian, just look at, moving forward, it's still, a lot that you said that they're investing into the kids, being a part of the community. So what do you think for Albuquerque High moving forward? Is this a position that people, as you said, will stay away from? Do you think that Albuquerque High kind of realize what's going on? What do you see for the future?
No, absolutely not. It's still Albuquerque High. I mean, I have a short list for you already. I think Gabe Martinez, who just resigned at Espanola, he's got Albuquerque ties. He played here. He obviously what he's done at Espanola, and if you can deal with that job, you could probably take any job if you can coach in Espanola. And then former Manzano guy, Dominic Romero, I think would be a really good fit, and that's a name I'm hearing a little bit about too. I mean, you can. Dominic did a great job restoring Manzano. You remember when he took that job at Manzano, they were really bad, and he got them competitive quick. And they've fallen back on hard times since he's left. So there was a great starting point right there. And again, I think Albuquerque has got to go after the best candidate. And if that candidate didn't wear green in their past, I don't think it should matter.
Sebastian Noel's with us from ProView Networks. Let me ask you on the compensation piece. You said coaches at APS are lower compensated than their peers around the state. What about around the country? Do you have any idea? Because it's a stipend, right? They get and I'm going to lean on you, and maybe I don't mean to put you on the spot. They put in countless hours. Coaches teach. They've got a relatively full load, if not a full load, of teaching, and then they're putting in all these hours coaching. Do you know what the stipend is and where that is in regards to peers from around the country?
I want to say it's around or under $5,000.
Right. I was going to say 6 is what I thought, but okay.
Right. And so that is that's embarrassing if you think about it. I'm pretty close with some of these coaches, and I mean they're not just coaching these kids. They are some of them. Kids aren't eating at school. Guess who reaches into their wallet?
No doubt.
Coach.
No doubt.
Yeah. Kids aren't eating on the road. Guess who reaches into their wallet? Kids are starting to struggle with class and grades. Guess who's the toughest voice there to keep them on track? It's usually the coach. So they're doing so much more than coaching, and to do it for so much less than, say, someone right across the river there at Cleveland or Rio Rancho.
What are they getting at Cleveland or Rio Rancho? Do you know?
I do not know their stipend. I know it's significantly higher, and so that is a competitive disadvantage. You add in the facilities over there. You add in their ability to travel out of state when the APS can't. I mean, those are competitive disadvantages that APS coaches face. And then at a place like Albuquerque High, my alma mater, Del Norte, those places aren't growing anymore. Those are landlocked districts, right? So that's your district, and you're stuck with it.
Do you know teachers in this last legislative session, JJ, right? Teachers got a raise. Do you know if any of that went towards extracurricular, so coaches or I'm going to guess, Sebastian, this goes for drama teachers and speech and debate teachers and coaches as well, right?
Yeah, and I think Adrian Ortega, the director of APS Athletics, he was on the record as saying that didn't trickle down to athletics or any of those activities because that had to be negotiated as well. That's something that would have had to have been negotiated. So these coaches haven't had a raise in a really, really long time.
Yeah. To your point, and JJ, I coached 4 years middle school basketball. And Sebastian, you can't be more right. You've got some kids you're taking home, and you're getting them a meal, and you're helping them, with homework. And we ask them to wear ties on game day, and so you're giving them ties and dress shirts. And the coaches do so much that you don't see on a court or on a field. And it's $6,000 or $5,000 or whatever the number is. Just feels like it's so horribly inadequate for the amount of time and the influence that these teachers / coaches have on our kids. It feels like that's something that probably, and I don't know how we make that forefront when we're talking about giving people raises.
Yeah, no, I agree with you, Jeff. Hopefully there's time for this quick story, but when I was PA announcing at West Mesa, I would walk into Coach Schreier's office before the game to get rosters, things like that. And one day I noticed there's always like a loaf of bread and peanut butter in his office. It just started appearing. And so I asked Coach Schreier, I said, hey, what's with the, the bread and the peanut butter and everything? And he said, he's like, I found out a couple of kids weren't eating at all during the day, and that's why they're so tired in games, especially at the end of games, because they don't have the nutrients during the day to go 4 quarters. And that really, I don't know, I guess it surprised me, naively so, but it kind of took me aback.
Yeah, and I don't think that is an isolated incident. All right, Sebastian Noel's with us. Appreciate you spending some time with us. Moving around, we'll hit you back again next week. What do people need to find on ProView Networks? What do you got going this week?
Well, a big non-district game today between Sandia and Rio Rancho. Obviously, Rio Rancho, the Metro champs there in baseball. Sandia, one of the competitors in the state. So that'll be a good one. And then, district doubleheader, big one on Saturday. Farmington, they're 12-1. They're in town. They're playing Sandia. So Sandia has some important games. Obviously, district is more important than today. So you have to wonder who Sandia is going to pitch today. But it'll be an interesting week for the Matadors. All
right, lastly, and I was at the Gladiators. You do the games on TV. You were doing it with Mo Maestas the other day. I saw 30-0 at halftime. I don't know that I've ever seen an indoor team get shut out 2 halves in a row.
Yeah, it's pretty rough. But, that was a very good team on the other side. And, but yeah, it was rough. And it's not going to get any easier this week because the Arizona Rattlers are in town. And
Nate's out.
Some roster changes with the Gladiators, I think, coming this week that fans are going to be pretty surprised about. So it could be rough this week again.
All right. We'll catch you next week. Catch him on ProView Networks. He'll also have the Gladiators. That's on the Gladiators YouTube page and the IFL YouTube page on Saturday. The voice of the people is Sebastian Noel. Take care.
Be good, guys.
See you. Yep. All right. I want to get into some of that, the pay stuff for coaches, because what they do, and I was an assistant coach at middle school. I'm not going to pretend I know what these guys are doing, but I got a little taste of it. And it's a whole lot more than what you see on game day. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop. Fish, birds, cats, dogs, reptiles, and small animals. Clark's has built a tradition of friendly, knowledgeable service focused on affordable, quality pet care products and food. Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations for all your pet needs, including an extensive selection of gifts for both owners and pets. 11200 Manal Northeast or 4914 Lomas Northeast. Clark's Pet Emporium is celebrating 50 years. Thank you, Albuquerque, the Pet Supply Superstore. ClarksPets.com.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543.
Dream Style Roofing tops them all. When your roof's worn out and needs to be replaced, we're gonna do it right, put a smile on your face. They're at home, things are looking up when you get your roof done by someone you can trust. Dream Style, a company name that's been around forever. No one does it better. You need a new roof, you know who to call. Dream Style Roofing tops them all.
Jackson Compaction wants to help you keep your green and keep the community green as well. Jackson Compaction has worked hard to maintain the same prices since day one. Always easy and painless trash removal with professional crews and quality service. If it's non-hazardous waste, debris, or trash on your land, leave it to us. At Jackson Compaction, we're dedicated to ensuring the conservation of our environment. You trash it, we smash it. Jackson Compaction, we've earned a reputation for great results.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best. Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number one in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors.
Think about it. Outside of parenting, I mean, I'm going to guess your kids, if they play sports, their coaches are the most influential people on them, right? I mean, hopefully it's you. And I'm going to tell you, in a lot of homes, it's not the parents. I'm going to tell you, a lot of parents aren't as good as what you guys are. And to get compensated for the hours they put in, an extra, what, $5,000? Is that what he said? And that's, they're making that on top of their salary. But then they're going home and grading papers and getting their lecture ready for tomorrow's math class or PE class or English class.
I still talk to my coach on a regular.
Right?
From high school.
Okay.
I mean, that's crazy.
And I'm not telling you I've got all the answers, and I don't know where the money's supposed to come from, but I do know that we've got as big a surplus in this state as we've had in a long time. Who's a bigger, outside of your family, parents, maybe grandparents, who's a bigger influence on your kids? They spend, at the middle school and high school level, an hour with each teacher per day, and they spend how many hours per week with their coaches? And we're compensating them what? And the stories of peanut butter in the office is, I mean, look, anybody who's ever coached will tell you how much more you're giving to these kids. And yeah, is it, you're in your pocket for dinner, that's fine. But some people, coaches don't have the means for that, but they do it anyway. Oh, and then they have their own families that they've got to go back to. I mean, is it fair to, JJ, I think, to say, and I don't know what the number is. Should they double it? I mean, is 10,000 enough for a coach? I think that sounds like a fair starting spot, doesn't it? For a coach at a varsity level and 8,000 for a JV level? I not that a JV coach puts in any less time, but does it sound like, $10,000 to coach is not, and I know that there's coordinators and there's assistant coaches, and how do you find all this money? And I'm not
on board for fair and higher compensation for anyone in the educational system.
Yeah.
With what you have to deal with on a daily basis. So you said the time that these people spend with your kids.
With your kids. They babysit
every
your kids
single
after
day
school. Yeah, they're babysitting your kids after school. Yeah.
is worth everything that you should be able to give.
Yeah. Jess, good morning to you. How you living?
Oh, I'm living, L-I-V-I-N. Coaches is, for me, and I think for a lot of people listening to this station, are a big influence in our lives. Probably wouldn't be where we are, or even maybe have the motivation to do certain things if it wasn't for coaches. And I didn't realize how important that was until I coached. And I'll share a quick story with you. It was kind of like a Fresh Prince of Bel-Air dad storyline, where we're talking 8-, 9-year-old soccer, and this is supposed to be about fun. And you always have those certain parents.
Yep.
And we had a particularly rough tournament where this kid did not perform very well. And his dad, after the game, came to the sideline, and we're talking a 9-, 10-year-old kid, ripped his jersey off, threw it to the ground, and said, "You don't deserve to wear that." Now, the coaches are the first ones that console that kid. And I'll never forget what that kid told me. He goes, "Coach Jess, why is my dad so hard on me?" And, that goes across the board for all coaches that have ever had to deal with that situation, to console a kid after a loss, after their parent yells at them, told them they're not good. I don't even know if there's a money value you can put on that, Jeff, because those are the type of situations that form children's lives, or can ruin them at the same time. Just like a teacher, just like a parent, just like a grandparent, I think coaches are some of the most influential people that we have for our youth. And I don't know what the number is, but something needs to be done, and it's across the board. And we always have these arguments that, well, sports are important, money needs to go to the arts. For some kids, that is their arts. To me, it's the same thing. Someone going to football practice is the same as a kid going to band practice.
Well, and those coaches are underpaid too. Like the extracurricular, what we're doing for extracurricular, the kids who are doing band or theater or speech and debate, they're spending as much time, Jess, with their coaches or their leaders as your kid who's playing sports.
Right, and sometimes you don't realize that, and you start adding up those numbers, like you said, those hours a week during the years, and that's a lot of time. And I'm not saying that only good people, if you pay them, you get good people. But you know what? For those people that are putting in that time, making your kid, helping your kid, and I will always thank my kids' coaches for that time that they put in. We got to change something, Jeff, and I'm glad you're talking about it. I appreciate the time.
Thanks, Jess. I don't know where the money comes from, and I know that's the issue. All right, yeah, we'd love to pay them where it's coming. Where's it coming from? And as we sit here and scratch the surface on this, I don't know that I've got that answer. There's a finite amount of dollars, right? But in a year like now, and I don't know, maybe this is something that we reach out to one of our representative friends. But in a year like now where there is a surplus, is it possible to find a pool of money that says this is going to go to coaches? And so now, or am I opening up a Pandora's box, JJ? Because how many coaches are on? How many football coaches are there, and JV coaches, and how much can you pay each one of them? And look, I understand once you start opening this thing up, there's layer after layer after layer. And what about the drama teacher? And what about the band teacher? And what about the speech and debate teacher? What about the yearbook club supervisor? Right, I get all that. And there should be compensation for all of that. And should it be an addition? And so you're having a conversation, And I don't know where the money comes from, but I would tell you that it should come from somewhere, and it's worth exploring.
I absolutely agree. You just think about all the work that's put in across the board when it comes to schooling, extracurricular activities. I don't have anything else to say other than I absolutely agree.
Would you get better coaches by paying them more? I think you would. You would be able to retain the good ones, right? If what Sebastian said is right, and I have no reason to believe it's not, that APS is underpaying their coaches in regards to their peers around the state, well, then you certainly would be able to retain the better ones, right? The good ones who are doing good for your kids. And would you be willing to pay more? And this comes down to, I mean, don't tax me more, right? Okay, all right. And I don't know where the money's coming from. But I'd like to have this conversation at a level that can make a difference. Because these people who are such an influence on our kids, who are, dare I say, the biggest influence outside of the home, at that age. I mean, I'm going to tell you, my daughter, she's got her parents and grandparents, but her coaches are huge influences. She spends a lot of time with her coaches. And we're very, very lucky that she's got some great ones. 505-246-0610. We'll reset for you at the top. Take your phone calls at 505-246-0610. Is Tiger going to play? It's starting to look that way. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610 Sports Animal.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, backed by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
Jackson Compaction wants to help you keep your green and keep the community green as well. Jackson Compaction has worked hard to maintain the same prices since day one. Always easy and painless trash removal with professional crews and quality service. If it's non-hazardous waste, debris, or trash on your land, leave it to us. At Jackson Compaction, we're dedicated to ensuring the conservation of our environment. You trash it, we smash it. Jackson Compaction, we've earned a reputation for great results.
I'm Ben.
For 5 years running. This is the opening drive with 3-time New Mexico Sportscaster of the Year, Jeff Symbieta, and JJ Bach.
Well, in a morning where you wake up and the Lakers are outside of the playoffs, outside, that, 2/3 of them get in. By the way, in the NBA, 2/3 of them get in. 10 out of 15 in each conference get in. The Lakers are not one of them. LeBron James, Anthony Davis. Oh, what they don't play? They didn't play last night. We wake up and we talk NBA with you. We also will get into transfer portal on a day that Tiger Woods is waking up to see how he feels after walking and playing 18 holes at Augusta National, with the Masters just a week away. A tradition unlike any other will begin tomorrow. A week from tomorrow, competition. Not tomorrow, a week from tomorrow, competition. So we'll get into that. It's the opening drive. Glad you're with us. We've been having a conversation about compensation for high school coaches. And I know this is a can of worms that is open, that really does not have a bottom. JJ, when we have these conversations, it's easy to talk about what is the basketball coach at Albuquerque High or La Cueva getting compensated, or the football coach at Rio Grande or Volcano Vista. But there is no bottom to it, because once you start talking about that, well, what about the middle school drama teacher at Madison Middle School? Well, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. And so I don't know where the conversation goes, and it probably is going to go nowhere. But I think it's worth having the conversation of if in fact APS is vastly getting it was underpaying its extracurricular supervisors, teachers, advisors. What do you do about it? Is it a detriment to our kids? And I would tell you it is. If our best are going to go to Rio Rancho, or going to go to Valencia County, or going to go to another school district because they can get paid more, and the amount of hours that they're putting in, to me, it's worth something that's worth examining.
Absolutely. And teacher, coach compensation, anyone that's spending that much time with your kids, investing into your kids, it's crazy how it's gotten to a point where they have to fight for so much, because it's the extra stuff. It's not just the stories about food that you hear, but it's supplies, it's everything that these teachers and coaches are doing for kids. And it definitely hits differently when you become a parent and start thinking about that future. Yeah. And the days, the time that you're going to be away from your kid and trusting them with someone else, and you want to make sure it's good people that are fairly compensated for the time that they're investing in the future of your children.
Yeah, I asked you this question outside of your home. Your whoever it is that's raising your child in your home, the parents, maybe the grandparents. When you reach that middle school and high school level, who is more influential on your kids than them? And in some cases, dare I say, teachers and coaches are much more influential in some cases than what's going on at home. I've seen it. You've seen it. So how do we take care of these people who are taking care of your kids? Now, I don't know that I got the answer for you, but I'm listening. All right. Let me get you some emails. Tellis is in. Did Marty 2 start a new OD segment, A-Marie? He says, Jeff, who's the caller that does Micah know? We used to do this. Does Micah know? Somebody would call. It might have been Marty. Does Micah know that they used to test Marty's knowledge? You know how Marty called and grilled you the other day?
Yes.
So we would call in and test young Micah's pop culture knowledge. We could call this Ask A-Marie. Does she know? Everybody's just going to call in and ask you questions.
Yay.
Does she know
it helps my comedy, so thanks.
Does she know the origination of, On the tee from the USA, Tiger Woods.
Oh, I'm guessing is it from? I don't know.
So the answer is no. The British Open. Remember, there was an announcer, J.J. Whitty announced. He retired about 3 years ago.
Oh.
He was the tee announcer, and that's how it went. On the tee from Northern Ireland, Rory McIlroy. And I do impressions every now and then. And
you're good at impressions. Don't let me.
I was told that was one of my better ones. Is that right?
That's a good one.
I haven't heard a bad one yet. I'm not just trying
there's
to
some
toot
bad
your
ones.
horn.
Yeah, there's some bad ones. But that's
Just
where that
wait.
came from. Yeah, you just wait. Because
Still do.
Lapis starts to sound like everything else. On the tee from the USA.
Marty's funny.
Tiger Woods.
He'll just quiz me on women's sports. He'll just.
Yeah, no, that's right. He did.
And then Arizona Diamondback, whoever that was.
That was us. That was flat out us. Carl says, can Tiger win without a breeze, Jeff? Well, everyone has gotten prep races in. Is a walkthrough with Joey LaCava enough to be sharp for Augusta? No. No, Carl, I don't know that.
You keep betting against Tiger Woods at your own peril.
All right. I think for the first time in his career, and he won't tell you this, I don't think, but if Tiger goes next week, it's not about him going out to win. It's about him proving that he can go out and play and get started again. I think.
I'm putting money on him for fun.
Would you really? You know, he moved to 50-1, which is 50-1 is ridiculous.
It's ridiculous, but why not?
Okay, no, do it.
$20.
Do it.
Who cares?
Knock yourself out.
Basic betting.
I would love to sit here a week from Monday and be wrong, and we all
would
watch Tiger win.
That would be the most unbelievable story ever.
In sports.
More unbelievable than when he won the
Than when
last
he won
time.
it last time.
Right, and when he won the last time, it was pretty unbelievable. Yeah. I mean, there would be. I have got nothing comparable if Tiger wins the Masters next week.
Who was?
Nothing.
Was it?
He's not going to win.
The Hogan or Jones, someone that
On a broken
had
leg?
Yeah,
after a
massive
Yeah.
accident as well
accident,
back
yeah.
in the day.
Yeah, it was Hogan. Yeah, and I heard that story too. To me, this is, and I know Tiger always in his career, has always said he's not going to go out unless he can compete at a level where he believes he can win. I get it. And I also have watched Tiger evolve and go from that grumpy, serious, angry guy to a smiley, happy, enjoyful guy. Is that word? Enjoyful?
He had to.
Right, but it's evolution.
He got humbled.
Right. 100%.
Really fast. Life comes at you fast. And for Tiger Woods, he's the only guy I'd have this conversation with. That
in regards to what?
Just everything that he went through. The accident, wondering, heck, am I going to swing a golf club again? How long is it going to take me to get back to walking?
Like a walk again, yeah.
That he's on that course. I'm like, this is interesting.
He's not going to win. I mean, then throw in the age factor. He's 40, 45, 46.
And especially that course, where it's not necessarily about having to be a bomber. Put it in position and score.
I mean, I'm listening.
Let's go.
All right. Rudy, you want to talk about coaches? Good morning.
Well, I've been saying this for a while, and why we need to pay coaches a little more is because they serve as stopgaps in our society, and we're losing those. And what I mean by that is I saw it growing up. If there was a kid that wasn't, his parents were somehow missing, absent, whatever, I saw coaches step into that role.
No doubt.
And it's a lot cheaper to do that than to pay police officers, judges, public defenders. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
And I will tell you my own personal story. I decided to go out for football, and I just wasn't made for football, and I had this guy hit me so hard, I tell people he knocked me off the football team onto the speech team because my dad, who was the teacher, said, you're not going to just sit at home. So I joined speech and debate, and that's what gave me the confidence and the ability to become an attorney. And all that time that Alan Walker spent with me was time that he taught me how to stand on my own 2 feet, think for myself, and speak. And that's
And probably was he as big an influence on you as a kid, anyone outside of your immediate home?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. If it wasn't for Alan Walker, I wouldn't be an attorney today. And every time I see that,
Do you curse him?
I tell him thank you. And one of the things that is probably the highest degree of respect is when you call somebody a coach. You know,
let me tell you from a coach's perspective. When the coaches do it because most coaches don't do it because they get that $5,000 or $6,000 or whatever the number is at the high school level, those levels. These coaches do it because they love whatever it is they're coaching, whether it's track and field or speech and debate or football or whatever. But they also really care about these kids. And Rudy, and I did 4 years with Mike Danoff at Madison Middle School. And I still see some of these kids, and they're in their 30s now, right? And I still see them, and there's kids who say thank you. They remember a game, a practice, a conversation. And when they come back years later and say you made a difference, that makes a difference, right? That's what fuels coaches to continue to do it, because the majority of them are good people who are doing the right thing for the right reason.
Absolutely. One more quick story. My dad's in the hospital getting stents in his heart, and one of the nurse's assistants says, "Do you remember me?" And he said, "I'm sorry, I don't." She said, "You were my counselor at Albuquerque High School, and if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't have this job today. You sat me down. You taught me some things that I wasn't learning from other places, and I just wanted to thank you."
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah.
That's the most validation that you're ever going to get
100%.
for being a teacher, because you actually positively affected somebody's life.
And that's why the majority of people in education are in education.
Absolutely. And, you know, we can go on and on about lazy teachers, but there's very few of those. You don't get into that profession if you're lazy.
It's like anything else. We always focus on the negative when the majority are positive.
Absolutely. And finally, one final note. It looks like UNM baseball might be turning the corner, because that was a smackdown they gave the Aggies yesterday, wasn't it?
19-2. First win. When I read it was their first win over the Aggies in 5 years. It was stunning.
Yeah, we had lost to them 6 times in a row, but it looks like Todd Brown's formula is working. So
worked last night.
And the overall series is not even a series. It's 161-91, I believe.
All right.
So the Aggies have had some recent success, like they've had in a couple of sports, but they're still the little brother, and they always will be.
Thank you, Rudy.
Yeah.
All right.
Take care. Have fun.
Later. 505-246-0610. All right, I got to take this break if you're there. Dan, I want to hear your stories as well. Look, JJ, and you'll coach Austin at some point, and you'll realize what it is, and even at the youth level, all the way up. But when people come back to you years later, and tell you about something that you barely remember, that had escaped your consciousness, you just, whatever, it was just something you did because it was the right thing, and they say, gosh, remember, Coach, there was that practice, and you said this to me, or you gave me a tie and taught me how to tie a tie, or whatever. Little things that you do because, well, they were the right things to do at the time, and they come back to you years later and say it made a lasting impact. That's why most of these coaches do that. We need to take care of those people. 505-246-0610. Dr. Stephen Coleman specializes in treating astigmatism with LASIK. He's been doing it since 1998. And that's why I went to Coleman Vision back in 2003. I had a high degree of astigmatism. I couldn't see. I've been wearing glasses since my junior year of high school. To drive, to watch TV, everything. So I went and saw Dr. Coleman. I had LASIK surgery. I had it done. This is when I was doing the morning news at Channel 13. I was getting up at 3 in the morning and putting my contacts in after my makeup, and it was just brutal. So I didn't want to deal with it anymore. Went in, had my LASIK done at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, opened my eyes a short time later, and when I tell you it was magic, it absolutely was unbelievable. And I anchored the news the next morning at 5 o'clock, no lenses, and haven't worn them since. Dr. Coleman changed my life, and he can change yours if this is something that you're thinking about. Cutting-edge technology that he helps develop. Dr. Coleman's in on this, and it's used not only here in New Mexico, but around the world, and that's why people come from everywhere to have their LASIK done at Coleman Vision here in Albuquerque, because they know Dr. Coleman is the best. Go see Dr. Stephen Coleman and Coleman Vision. You'll walk in, it's inviting, it's friendly. Those people have become family to me over the years. They still are. But the bottom line is it can change your life. And if you're not a candidate, he's going to tell you. Flat out, he'll tell you, this isn't right for you, but here's what you might do. There's one place to go, and that's Coleman Vision. It's colemanvision.com. Go listen to some testimonials, and then make the call and make an appointment. 505-821-8880. 505-821-8880. Or colemanvision.com. Seeing is believing. I sure as heck believe.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Evergard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543.
You trusted your home or business security to a company with an armed response. They sold out to a national corporate giant, and you're stuck on the brink of less security. I'm Aaron Jones, owner of International Protective Service. IPS isn't for sale. I'm invested here, and I care about your home and business as if it's my own. Let the highly trained armed guards or 24-hour patrols of IPS protect what's yours. With faster response times to catch criminals and less associated costs. Call 897-2420 or go to ipsglobal.com.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth that's real tough, backed by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Your surprisingly great rates? Contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Evergard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543.
A burglary takes place in the United States approximately every 15 seconds. International Protective Service is your answer for commercial and residential security in all of Albuquerque. IPS will work with your monitoring company for fast, reliable response times. You can rest easy knowing you, your family, or your company is watched over by International Protective Service. Call International Protective Service today.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Then I started coaching my kids at the intermediate level and subsequently became a an AAU coach, a basketball coach, and I became a varsity girls soccer coach. You know, a stipend. I was blown away when they offered to pay me a stipend. You know, I'd never been paid for anything. And when my kids were in school, I owned a restaurant. And you know, a lot of the parents, Jeff, I coached some of these girls for 3 years in a row, and I might have seen their parents 2 or 3 times. Yeah. A lot of aunties, a lot of grandparents. I would see their parents at the banquets, you know, at the end of the season. But I carried so many kids around. I fed so many kids at the restaurant because I wanted to, because I loved it. The stipend, it never, not even cover 20% of what I put out during the season. But my wife and I at the time put out that money and energy with love and vigor, and I loved every minute of it. And now I have student athletes. I mean, I have secrets that I will take to the grave of some of my student athletes. But now I get wedding announcements, I get kids announcements. I'm being invited to go watch their kids play baseball and go to the wrestling meets. And, you know, I did New Mexico games, Jeff. You know, I went all over the country, Memphis, Dallas, Vegas, Cali, with my kids. I loved every minute of it. I yearn to keep doing it, but I'm getting a little too old, and I'm just going to have to wait. My grandkids are coming up now, so I might get one more opportunity.
Well, you do it for the right reasons, Dan, and I'm sure when that stipend came, and I don't know what it was, but I'm sure you kind of looked at it and went, well, all right, and it wasn't going to you, it was going right back to those kids.
Right back to the kids, bro, and you know, I think back on it, and I just loved every minute of it, and I did it because I loved it and because I love the kids. Yeah. That's it.
You're a good man, Daniel. Appreciate the story.
Right on, Jeff. I love you guys. Later on, man.
See you. So, when I tell you educated, I grew up in a house. My mom's an educator. JJ, she's 85. She'll be 85 in May. She called me the other day. She was all stoked. She got a job. Like, she's so pumped. My mom created the initial gifted curriculum for Los Angeles Unified Schools, and she's been doing these consulting gigs. She's going back to work next semester, and but her biggest thing is she'll about 7-8 times a year she tells me, and she's giddy about it, that she got a note, a call, an email, an invitation from a student that she taught in 3rd grade 25 years ago, and they're having a baby, or she's invited to a wedding, or I'm going to a bar mitzvah, or I'm going to, and it's that's why they do it, man. Do they do it for the compensation? Well, I mean, it's a living, yeah. But people like Dan, like my mom, they did it to make a difference, and I believe that's the reason the majority of people who get into education, and then when we're talking about coaching, do it. But by the same token, let's take care of them. Let's find a way to take care of our high school coaches, our mentors, because like Dan said, I'm going to tell you, while many of you are probably really good parents, my kid, your kids, I've coached, you've seen, plenty of kids who are out there that don't have what your kids may have at home. And these coaches are their mentors. And how do we take care of them? I'm not looking to start a movement, although maybe I am. JJ, I understand this is a bottomless pit. I understand there's no bottom on this, and so nothing will ever be enough. But isn't something better than nothing?
Absolutely.
So where does it start? I don't know. Does it start at the state level? Can there be, do you have a representative start a bill for, is there $2 million to go towards high school coaches' stipends? Then everybody gets at the public school level. And that would still put Rio Rancho at an advantage over APS, but you're taking care of people. I don't know. Everybody wants to be appreciated, don't they? Everybody does. 505-246-0610. Mike sent an email on Tiger. He said, well, it's more on Phil. Ooh la la, with no Phil Jeffalou. How much of the already hungry public going to be focused on the big cat? He's not going to be able to take a drink of water without Jim and Tony analyzing it. Hopefully he'll be around when Jim and Tony, Jim Nance, it's not going to be Tony Romo, but Nick Faldo, are there for the weekend. So if he plays, does he make the weekend? Does Tiger make the cut if he plays? I'm going to tell you no, and I'm okay with it. I know most people go, oh, yeah, he's Tiger Woods. Golf's really, 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 really hard. It's really hard.
Is, but I'd be leaning that way, that he would not make the cut.
He's 46 years old, has not played competitively in over a year, and was broken again. But victory, you know what victory is? I'll tell you what victory is.
Completing 2 rounds?
On the tee from the USA, Tiger Woods. That would be victory, huh? He's not teeing off at the beginning with Jack and Gary Player, the ceremonial first tee, where he's teeing off competitively. That would be awesome. And it feels like we're leaning that way. All right. Did you watch any NIT yesterday, J.J. Buck? Texas A&M. It sounds like Buzz Williams made a point in the NIT, huh?
Yeah.
He's the coach at Texas A&M. He was the guy who was so angry about being left out of the NCAA tournament. He's got a chance to win a trophy. His team looks nice. They play defense now. They beat Washington State 72-56 in the NIT semifinal at Madison Square Garden.
You know what I'd like
yesterday.
to tell Buzz Williams?
What?
Do that earlier in the season, and they don't have anything to complain about.
Yeah, don't put yourself on the bubble. You know how the analysts, and Jerry's right. Jerry says it. A lot of these guys are right. If you put yourself on the bubble, then you're up. You didn't take care of your own business. You know, you're number 69 or 60, 70, 68 teams got in. I'm better than Wyoming. Well, those people who make the decisions don't. I want to know their qualifications. You made a buffoon of yourself, but he went out and coached. He'll play Xavier, 84-77 winner over St. Bonaventure. Does it validate what he said? I don't know that it does.
It's, if you want to keep having this conversation of what else you need to do for the selection committee, as they have evolved and they've changed the metrics, they've added a lot of stuff to open this up. It just comes down to you're a bubble team for a reason.
Yes.
Some bubbles are going to pop. Just because you play in the SEC doesn't mean you're always going to be on the right side of the bubble.
Yeah. All right, when we come back, the National Football League, we've talked about this quite a bit over the last few days, did make a slight change to the overtime rules, but not during the regular season. What they did, and is it good enough? It's the opening drive. Jeff, JJ, A-Marie, and Adrian, thank you for listening to 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Why settle for one truck month when you can have 3?
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543. High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport,
including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing...
Changing the overtime rule. I'm not sure you got it. You get it in overtime, but I don't know that it's going to make a difference. The opening drive, Jeff Symbieta and J.J. Buck. So the outcry was, we all watched. Josh Allen led the Bills down the field against Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. Well, Patrick Mahomes wasn't on the field, but against the Chiefs. Scored with 13 seconds to go. Yay, they're going to win. Mahomes, 13 seconds left. They kick a field goal, win a coin toss. Mahomes gets the ball game, and Josh Allen never got another shot. So now they've changed the rule, only in postseason, by the way, where both teams will get a possession. But, JJ, I don't know what was going to be the difference. So Kansas City, in this scenario, would have won the coin toss. They marched down the field, scored. Let's just say Josh Allen takes his team and scores. All right, Mahomes gets it back, and it's just like starting overtime all over again. Well, they get it, and they kick a field goal and ball game. Thanks for coming. I'm not sure I feel satisfied on this.
What would have satisfied?
So that's and that was the next piece. I don't know. I told you yesterday there is no fair and equitable way on this. The college way is the equitable way, the fair way. Both teams get an equal chance. They're not going to that. So to your point, I don't know that there is an NFL way.
The same thing? What the NFL is doing in the postseason? Both teams get a chance, and then after that, you make a stop, you can win the game. Just like college football.
Well, it's in the way it was previously. If you make a stop, you can win the game. I mean, what's the difference? You make a stop on the first one or the second one?
Get a chance to touch it?
Yeah, you get a chance to touch it. But my point is, if you both score a touchdown, they get the ball. It's just like starting overtime over again. However,
but you just said college football is fair and equitable, and that's exactly what they do. There's no time; they just line up and.
Well, but both I get a chance, you get a chance, you get a chance, I get a chance. In the NFL, you get a chance, I get a chance, you get a chance. Ball game. I don't get my second chance. It's not the same.
Okay.
So I don't know what.
At some point in time, it's overtime. You need to run out of chances.
You got to run out of
You need to
chances,
run out
right?
of chances.
And one guy's going to get more chances than the other. Why only in regular or in overtime or in postseason? Why only in postseason? Time?
It's
cute.
Something they're thinking about. I don't think it's the worst overtime rule there is. Like I think for the most part, like if you look at sports, overtime makes sense for kind of each sport. To me, there's nothing necessarily outrageous about it. This is all right. You'll get a chance. Like one bad player coin flip isn't going to decide this game because you're going to have a chance. But then after that, you got to make some plays defensively. At some point in time, the defense has to show up.
Yeah, at some point you got to make a play. I what I'm saying to you is, so once let's say both teams in that scenario where everybody believes Josh Allen would have marched down the field and scored. Okay, so he would have got the ball. Mahomes have got the ball back, and it'd have been the same situation. Same exact situation. You're going to feel the same way. Well, he didn't get another chance. He had one, and the defense had a damn chance.
You feel like now you at least get one chance?
Yeah, you get one. And your defense has two chances to make a stop. You're going to get left feeling the same way. Just it's going to be delayed, extended. I mean, that's to me what they did. Okay. Grady, good morning to you. How you living? You want to talk about the coaches?
Yes. I wanted to touch base with that. I got on a little late and heard this topic. I was like, wow, this is some good stuff here.
Nice.
So I'll give you a couple examples quickly. So there was some youth baseball coaches up here, and they started a couple years ago, and it was a husband and wife team. And as far as baseball was concerned, they really didn't know what was happening. And people were kind of belly aching a little bit, some parents and things. And finally, some of us uncles and folks watching, we were like, listen, these folks, they stepped up, because if they wouldn't have coached, there wouldn't have been a team.
You got nothing. Yeah.
and true enough, and they even said, we don't really know a whole lot about baseball, but we want to get out here, and we want to provide this opportunity. Of course, their kids played as well, and I'm thinking, well, why are you belly aching about these people? Because now all of a sudden it's kind of transitioned into wins and losses, and my kid's not playing, and that kind of deal. And
as it does.
Right, and it was quite frankly a lack of appreciation for these people dedicating a lot of their time, a lot of their effort, and quite frankly a lot of their money to provide opportunities for our kids up here. Because I can tell you, even though we're only 20-something miles away from Santa Fe, there's not a ton of facilities. There are no batting cages. There's not a lot of stuff like that to where you can provide other opportunities for these kids. So in that particular case, what we at the school really tried to support these folks. Again, they weren't a school-affiliated team, but to make sure they had access to the field, to make sure they had access to the bathrooms, to make sure they had access to whatever equipment that they might be able to use. So, and because that was, quite frankly, the least that folks could have done for these folks. And then Dan gave an example of how he coached some girls and how hard they ever saw their parents. We had a kid, when we coached AAU for 3 seasons in a row, and I'm not kidding, a kid on my team, I never saw his parents. It was almost a running joke, because I would pick him up for practice, I would drop him off after practice, I would pick him up for games, and this is me driving from Pecos down to Santa Fe, and if we played down in Albuquerque, I would always stop. And so it was hugely, quite frankly, inconvenient. I'm thinking, ask his kids, like, well, where are your folks? Oh, well, they have to work and this and that. And after the second time I asked him, you could tell it was a little uncomfortable. So I didn't do it after that. And he went on. He's actually having a real good high school career up in Santa Fe. And I never was asking for gas money and all that. And again, we'd feed the kids and that type of thing. So it's something that you do, just like you said, you do it because you want to provide opportunities for these kids, and you enjoy it. And I can't remember which caller said it, and I can tell you this: when I'm walking in the mall or whatever, so hey, coach, how you doing? And I'm turning around, I'm like, oh, are you talking to me? And it's a great feeling, and it's something that you really, really enjoy. And it gives you a bit of satisfaction that, hey, they recognize you enough that, they didn't hate you so much to where you provided, hopefully, something positive in their life. So I agree with that. And as far as compensating them, yeah, you're right. That is an endless can of worms. But there does need to be something done. But I can tell you from a smaller rural community perspective, at the very least, give your coaches and kids access to the gyms, to
bathrooms,
to the facilities. And, because for a while there, that wasn't the case up here. And we're having to drive, half hour, whatever, just to practice.
Yeah.
That
I remember us begging for gyms, AAU level.
Yeah.
All right, man. No, it's a great story. Thank you.
Appreciate the
It's
time.
great. Like most coaches are doing it for the right reasons. I'm not sure what this means, JJ. This is on the texter. It says school athletic coaches are paid for the time over and above what they do for a living. To pay a wage suitable to live on or to engender respect, no matter how socially good or responsible and influenced they are as a human being, would be unacceptable. I'm not sure I understand the text.
That they're compensated fairly.
Okay. So
that's what I get out of that.
Okay. So that they're getting enough right now. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I can disagree with that, right? If that's what that's saying. It's a lot of time, man. What's your time worth to you? And then they go home and they got to raise their own kids, by the way. And they got to have their own life and go to the doctor and go to the grocery store and grade the English papers for the 4 English classes they're teaching or whatever, and get their lesson ready for tomorrow. And then the practice for tomorrow's practice that they're gonna take care of your kids. Okay, I'm gonna tell you I think they deserve a fair stipend. 505-246-0610, 888-922-0610. That's where your emails are coming in, Jeff or JJ at sportsanimalabq.com. We'll hit that as well. I want some more NBA talk. Your Lakers, boys and girls. Boy, Laker fan has gotten quiet. They play Thursday in Salt Lake. You may get one of your stars back. I'll tell you who that is. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 670 Sports Animal.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
I'm Ben Lucero, president and owner of Indigo Mortgage. We are a locally owned and operated mortgage company right here in New Mexico. This means your loan officers and processors are right here to serve you. Our mortgage divisions include residential, commercial, construction, reverse mortgages, and VA mortgage loan. Indigo Mortgage, because nobody cares more about your mortgage loan.
Industries is a proud supporter of ProView Networks. High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
Dream Style Roofing tops them all. When your roof's worn out and needs to be replaced, we're gonna do it right, put a smile on your face. There at home, things are looking up when you get your roof done by someone you can trust. Dream Style, a company name that's been around forever. No one does it better. You need a new roof, you know who to call. Dream Style Roofing tops them all.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number 1 in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
Ryan should probably be on our. So we got to pay coaches. Probably should pay Ryan for doing all this research for us.
Intern Ryan.
So Ryan said at Covers on Twitter, odds for Tiger top 5 plus 1,400, top 10 plus 550, and top 20 plus 300. That means lay 100 to win 300 for him to make top 20. For him to be the leader after the first round plus 5,000. You like that? $20? All right. Top 5 after the first round plus 1,200. Top 10 after the first round plus 500. And then to miss the cut, he's minus 250. So that's the favorite. To make the cut plus 175. Okay. Biggest story ever if he wins his tournament. He won't, but it would be the biggest thing ever. Opening drive, Jeff Symbieta and J.J. Buck. I'm not going to lie, man. I can't wait for the freaking Masters now.
Let's go. I want to see Tiger. I'll enjoy the tournament. Big major golf fan, but Tiger Woods for 2 days? Yes, please.
How about all the run-up to it? And the buzz. You ever been?
Oh, Phil's hiding in the shadows.
I know. I want to go to the Masters so badly.
What about me, guys?
Almost
Me too.
everybody I know's been. I gotta go. Yeah. All right. This I teased you this before we left. So Lakers have 6 games left? 2 against the Nuggets, JJ. They're outside the playoffs. They play at Salt Lake on Thursday. That would be tomorrow. LeBron James probably going to miss it with an ankle injury, but Anthony Davis may be back from his MCL sprain and foot sprain, and he's targeting either Friday against New Orleans or Sunday against Denver. Too late? Can Anthony Davis save the Lakers? Save, meaning getting them into the 10 slot.
And he can get them into the playing game and potentially the playoffs, but not further than that. They're not getting out of the first round.
Does it matter if they make the play? To me, it does. For them to be one of those 5 out of 15 that doesn't make the playoffs, that conference, it just, with that guy on the roster, it's almost unacceptable. To me, it does matter as a franchise, doesn't it to you? I get it; they're not going to get out of the first round, but they got to get in the tournament, don't they?
Yeah, and to not even get in a playing game with the level LeBron James is playing at, that is crazy.
I mean, I don't know what it means for the franchise going forward. Probably nothing, because you're going to blow this thing up, as you said, and it's going to look drastically different. And for a fan base who is that fan base to say, well, we're 10th and we're playing the Pelicans in the first play-in game on the road for the right to play the loser of the other play-in game for the right to get in and play.
It's how they've gotten here. Like last night, those dudes didn't play. So
right.
But
it was just a bad watch.
Yeah, but it's the Sunday night game. We were up by 23 to a team that you're competing with to get a play-in game spot, and you lose that game. Like, how is that happening? That should not happen with that dude on the roster. Even with whatever you think about the players around LeBron James. He's out there scoring 35, 36 points a game right now, influencing it, and you blow a 23-point lead. Like, what is going on?
Right? And so is that... Frank Vogel is going to take the brunt of this, right? Frank Vogel will not be the coach next year. Do you believe that? I do, just because the coach always goes.
Yeah.
And I think Frank Vogel's a good coach. Frank Vogel was good when he won a championship, right? All of a sudden, he forgot how to coach. You completely changed the roster on him. LeBron has to have some accountability for that. But did Frank Vogel forget how to coach? Now, do guys tune out a coach after a while? At that level especially? I mean, I always thought it would be so hard to be a coach in the professional ranks, but in the NBA especially. So you're a guy, a well-paid coach is making what? $6-7 million a year? Nice living, right? Lowest salary on his team is making probably, I mean, how many guys are making more than him? Listen to him just going, whatever, man. Right? I always thought it would be so hard to coach at that level. To have those guys just, I know more than you. I'm the key. 82 games, such a grind. Such a grind. But yet here they are. I think, I appreciate whoever sent me that link. Richard says, JJ's Nugs, JJ's Nugs, JJ's Nugs, Jeff. With 2 games left against Denver, Lakers tournament bubble will be boosted or busted by the Nuggets. Currently, the Lake Show are in Jerry's bracket as the last team out. We'll call Jerry. We get Jerry tomorrow? He's going to be in New Orleans or on his way to New Orleans? You ever been to the Final Four?
No.
That's a fun event.
I wish.
That's a good one. That one, boy, it might even be more fun than Super Bowl, because the parties is fun depending on the town, but you get a couple of game days.
I've just been to Big East and now Big Ten tournaments, and
how was the Big Ten?
It was so much fun.
Was it?
Mm-hmm.
All right, 505-246-0610. I'm going to reset this whole thing for you when we get back. I want to get into the NFL overtime rule. Why? I don't think it makes a big deal. Why it makes a big difference? It just, to me, it doesn't. There's other NFL stuff as well. It's the opening drive. Appreciate you choosing to be with us today on 95.9 FM and AM 610 Sports Animal.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
A burglary takes place in the United States approximately every 15 seconds. International Protective Service is your answer for commercial and residential security in all of Albuquerque. IPS will work with your monitoring company for fast, reliable response times. You can rest easy knowing you, your family, or your company is watched over by International Protective Service. Call International Protective Service today.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
For certified collision and body repair, visit the experts at CarCrafters. 5 locations in Albuquerque and Rio Rancho. Visit carcrafters.com.
CarCrafters, it's like it never happened.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop. Fish, birds, cats, dogs, reptiles, and small animals. Clark's has built a tradition of friendly, knowledgeable service focused on affordable, quality pet care products and food. Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations for all your pet needs, including an extensive selection of gifts for both owners and pets. 11200 Manal Northeast or 4914 Lomas Northeast. Clark's Pet Emporium is celebrating 50 years. Thank you, Albuquerque, the Pet Supply Superstore. ClarksPets.com.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543.
Dream Style Roofing tops them all. When your roof's worn out and needs to be replaced, we're gonna do it right, put a smile on your face. They're at home, things are looking up when you get your roof done by someone you can trust. Dream Style, a company name that's been around forever. No one does it better. You need a new roof, you know who to call. Dream Style Roofing tops them all.
Jackson Compaction wants to help you keep your green and keep the community green as well. Jackson Compaction has worked hard to maintain the same prices since day one. Always easy and painless trash removal with professional crews and quality service. If it's non-hazardous waste, debris, or trash on your land, leave it to us. At Jackson Compaction, we're dedicated to ensuring the conservation of our environment. You trash it, we smash it. Jackson Compaction, we've earned a reputation for great results.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best. Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
7 o'clock in the morning. 7 a.m. Where have you been?
Now, voted the best sports show in New Mexico for 5 years running. This is the opening drive with 3-time New Mexico Sportscaster of the Year, Jeff Symbieta and JJ Bach.
Well, the NFL has changed the overtime rule, but I don't think it makes that much of a difference. And it's only in the playoffs, so it sure as heck doesn't make any difference in the regular season. But maybe you feel better about it. Maybe the NFL feels like they did something. They also talked about Deshaun Watson and what may happen to him. It's the opening drive. Good morning to you. Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck. The NFL had a lot of options on the table. I think a lot of people, JJ, liked the option of keeping the overtime the same, but having a 2-point conversion to end a game on an opening drive touchdown in the extra period. Instead, they opted to go for each team gets a possession, but only in the postseason. And to me, all right, you each score a touchdown, and now it's just like it was. Now, I don't know what the answer is or should have been, but it feels to me like you're still going to have the same empty feeling.
Yeah, and guess what? Someone loses.
When there's a game, there's a winner and a loser.
There's a winner and a loser. There's not a perfect way to lose. There's not a good way to lose a football game. In this, they're saying, all right, you'll get one chance to match him, and then it goes to sudden death.
Make a damn
and
stop.
Stop complaining after that.
Yeah. You like it, Amory?
Not a big difference, and I agree. Don't take it to overtime.
Well,
win sooner.
Like Mike Tomlin said, you got 60 minutes to win a game. All right.
Everyone keeps focusing on this Josh Allen.
That's right, but that's what we do.
They could have, would have, should have.
Make a stop.
Bills defense.
If the Bills would have made a stop within 13 seconds, they had 13 seconds, and let Patrick Mahomes get down the field and kick a field. They kicked the field goal to put it into overtime.
So I guess the change you get in postseason is you can't blame it on the coin flip. But then you're going to be like, well, we get the second possession if we score. Just play, make plays. Deal with it. The game has to end at some point in time. You go to overtime, and if you're not playing an extra 15-minute period the same exact way as you did everything else, then things aren't going to always feel perfect.
I think that's right. You got opportunity to make plays. But it comes down to the end, what's my opportunity to win? What's my chance to win? All right, also coming out of the league meetings, Roger Goodell, the commissioner of the league, said that Deshaun Watson could still face NFL discipline, but they're still looking into it. They're looking into the charges, and the personal conduct policy is something that's important to them, and they don't see a need. There's not a criminal violation that's needed to pursue the personal conduct policy, all that. To me, I listened to a bunch of it yesterday. It was the biggest word salad where he could have said, look, we're still looking at it, and we'll let you know when we have it. I understand he was asked a number of times about the personal conduct violation or potential violation. What I got is a lot of blah, blah, blah.
Well, that's all you're going to get.
Yeah.
Because the NFL is painting themselves into this corner where they have to suspend players for allegations. Whether you believe Deshaun Watson or not at this point in time, there's no criminal charges being pressed at this moment on Deshaun Watson. Could you say he retroactively served a suspension by not playing a game of football?
Got paid
last season, but he got paid. But at that point, what are you suspending him for? And this is where it gets really hard for these leagues, is when there's a process going on. Like, we don't want this guy on the field, but then if nothing comes from it, well, do we have to suspend him because we've talked so much about personal conduct, but what are we suspending him for?
Violating the personal conduct policy.
What does that mean, though? Like, that's a problem. That's
what he was
corner,
asked.
No, yeah, that's the corner they've painted themselves into, because they're going to be like, we care about this. We care about everything. But if there's no criminal charges, he's like not going to jail.
That's right.
Like, you can. So I don't like Deshaun Watson in this situation with how it's gotten. But you can also take a step back and go, well, what are you supposed to suspend the dude
Well,
for?
do you have to go to jail to violate a personal conduct policy? I don't believe Kareem Hunt went to jail. I don't believe Ray Rice went to jail. But did they violate what you saw with your own eyes? Did they violate?
There's nothing that we saw with our own eyes, Sean Watson.
No. I got that. In those cases, they didn't go to jail. So does that mean there should be no penalty because?
No, that's completely different because
Okay.
we watched.
Because that one we have the video.
Assault.
All right.
And things went down. I'm sure they.
Right, and that's why they're doing this investigation to talk to these, theoretically, to talk to these 22 women to see, because he's not going to jail doesn't mean he didn't do anything. Now, it doesn't mean he did.
I know, but then how would it be the NFL to then come down and say, well, in the court of law, there's actually nothing here, but we believe these women.
They didn't. Well, yeah. See, and I think there's and I'd lean on a lawyer a little bit. Because they didn't prosecute, again, doesn't mean there was nothing there. Okay, they were saying there's not enough that we think we can win the case, but is there something there?
And how do you let that dude back in the league?
Yeah,
if that's the case, if you suspend Deshaun Watson, that dude should never be a starting quarterback of a football team with 22 sexual assault allegations against him.
Where's the line? All right, is 22? Is it 1? Is it 4? Is it hitting one woman? Is it hitting more than one woman?
And that's what's so frustrating.
Where's the line
about this? Is these leagues are out there trying to say, no, we're holding people accountable, but then you get into these situations where it's like, well, now it's on the NFL to be the ones to do what legal people couldn't do, but they're going to have more information because are they more powerful?
I
and they
agree
have
with that.
investigators?
Look, we've got situations. You've got Joe Mixon, when he was 18 years old in college, is on video at a fast food store hitting a pregnant woman in the stomach, slugging her, right?
No, that was Tyreek Hill.
No, wasn't Joe Mixon?
No. Joe Mixon had an assault, but Tyreek Hill punched his pregnant girlfriend.
Okay, and what was Mixon's? It was very similar to that. Okay, but both these guys assaulted women. Kareem Hunt knocked somebody out and kicked her when she was on the ground. Now the conversation is never, Tyreek Hill, he's the guy who flashed the peace sign. He just got paid $120 million. Kareem Hunt, he's a really good running back. Gosh, they got good pieces. He's a terrific player. Joe Mixon, he went to the Super Bowl. He's one of the best running backs. You don't hear any of that. So where is the line? Should it be one discretion? Or indiscretion, I should say. And those are on videotape where there is no denying it happened. In this situation, there's 22 women, and there were more, but 22 women who are still claiming that this man did this. To your point, law enforcement and the judicial system say, well, we don't have enough to prosecute, but they're still there in their civil cases. So if he's got to pay out in X number of these civil cases, let's say it's not going to happen. Let's say all 22 went to trial, and 6 of the juries came back and found that he did it and he's liable. How do you feel now? Where's the line? Is it 1? Is it 2? Is it 22? Where's the line? But there is, or maybe there is. Maybe the point is there isn't.
The line is how talented are you? We get it.
Because Ray Rice didn't get to play again because he was on the back end of his career.
The line is how talented are you?
And this guy's really, really talented. Tyreek Hill is really, really talented. Joe Mixon is really, really talented. So, but they have 1 reported indiscretion. This gentleman has 22 reported indiscretion, but we haven't seen on video. I don't know what you want the league to tell me. And so when I sit there and I tell you it's a word salad from Roger Goodell, this is kind of like it's another one of those situations. I'm not sure I've got the answer for you. I'm not sure what he's supposed to say, what he can say legally. All I know is what I'm hearing is just some awkward, uncomfortable gibberish.
Right, because they're trying to, be like, we care, character is important. No, you don't, man. We get it.
Dude can ball.
Like we've been here and done that. We understand support. This is how we deal with it. Like we're like, oh, that's terrible. Have we just
accepted that then? When you say when you say I mean it, or I get it. This is how it is. So we've just
you're not turning off the NFL.
Nobody is.
No one cares that Tyreek Hill did that back in the day.
I don't even think half people
don't know that he did that.
Yeah.
And there's just some things that I get where you go, oh, second chances, you learn and grow. But man, we sure swallow a whole lot of that BS because it's sport.
Well, at what point are you a grown ass man?
Yeah.
So, and I agree, and I don't know that I think one strike and you're out. Okay, I don't know that I'm there. I believe one strike and you pay. But
and that's where I get to, like, stop trying to play this like moral high ground game, because no one cares. People aren't going to stop watching the NFL because you didn't suspend Deshaun Watson. People are all about Tyreek Hill. Miami Dolphins fans are over the freaking moon about this.
Mm-hmm. You know,
so just say, hey, if someone is charged criminally, we'll address it. If not, we'll pretend to do an investigation. But if they don't go to jail, what do you want us to do?
Do you know that the reality is that, and I'm not telling you what Michael Vick did is right, but people certainly feel that him abusing dogs was way more egregious than people abusing humans, right?
Yeah, and that's one where
he went to jail.
Yeah, and that is all right. He went to jail. He served his time.
But I also believe he rehabilitated his image and himself. So this is why I tell you, I'm not sure I think one strike and you're out, because I think, and I don't know Tyreek Hill, Joe Mixon's upbringing at all. I don't know Deshaun Watson's upbringing. You know, I've read a little bit. Sometimes you're brought up a way, but maybe you're, I don't know, you're not, the right morals, the right way isn't instilled. Sometimes I don't want to use that as an excuse. But I don't know that I think a decision you make at 18 to 22 years old, a wrong decision should necessarily, now there's a line here, okay, there, completely define your whole life. Now you should have to be accountable for it. There should be retribution for it. There should be consequence. But this is where I go case by case on should there be a second chance. And can a young man at that age evolve and learn? By all accounts, when you watch Michael Vick on TV, he's on Fox now, he's an analyst. Do you feel like Michael Vick grew up, evolved, matured? Because I always got this feeling Michael Vick grew up in Newport News, Virginia, and he grew up around dogfighting and was taught that it was okay, right? And so that's what he did. I'm not telling you that's right. I'm not telling you it's okay. I'm telling you I always felt that that's what was instilled in him by the people who brought him up. Well, he found out the hard way it's not okay. And I feel like he matured, he learned, he grew from that. And I watch Michael Vick in the settings in which I see Michael Vick, and it feels like that young man learned, changed. I don't know if reformed is the right word, but came around. Do you guys feel that way?
Just from the public, what we've
seen.
Yeah,
public perception, yes.
But, again, this is all about how talented you are. You get a chance to change if you're talented.
You get a hell of a lot more chances, yeah. Yeah. And if you're 21 instead of 31, and you're in your prime and instead of washed up. 505-246-0610, 888-922-0610. You can get in on morality. And does it matter in the well, not just the National Football League, in all of them. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number one in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
Jackson Compaction wants to help you keep your green and keep the community green as well. Jackson Compaction has worked hard to maintain the same prices since day one. Always easy and painless trash removal with professional crews and quality service. If it's non-hazardous waste, debris, or trash on your land, leave it to us. At Jackson Compaction, we're dedicated to ensuring the conservation of our environment. You trash it, we smash it. Jackson Compaction, we've earned a reputation for great results.
I'm Ben Lucero, president and owner of Indigo Mortgage. We are a locally owned and operated mortgage company right here in New Mexico. This means your loan officers and processors are right here to serve you. Our mortgage divisions include residential, commercial, construction, reverse mortgages, and VA.
Lobo baseball ripped the Aggies yesterday, 19-2.
Let's go.
Feel better about that? Mike says 19-2, Jeff. Yesterday, Jason ripped everything up north. Maybe you can read his email again. Have him or Jerome lived up to that beatdown where they were blued out of their own built? I don't believe so.
That Jason email was epic yesterday. I want a printed version to keep in my archives.
I might be able to find that for you.
Thank you.
Do you have a Jason email? Because you seem to get them and I don't.
Well, if one can forward that to me, that's great.
Yeah, I'll find it. Do you have Jason's email today? I mean, I'm sure it's there. You mean it's not?
No.
Where? How? What? Why? All right, 19-2. They stopped it after 7 runs. Get on the bus and go home. Stop kicking our butt and get out of here. Please, here, we'll fill your tank. Just go.
Just go.
Scram. Here's some burritos on the way out of town. Just por favor.
Ooh, what kind?
What do you want? I mean, seriously, just go. Burger time. No, probably not burger time. 505-246-0610 if you want to get in on any of the frivolity of the day. We're in on the overtime tweak, I guess, in the National Football League. The morality that is the National Football League. Oh, sure it is. Greg Brown, no longer the coach at Albuquerque High. And then that really kind of got us into coaches in general, compensation for coaches at the youth level, the high school level, the hours that they put in with your kids and what they're getting, and how do we find a way to compensate them in a way that they'd be compensated appropriately, kind of like Tony Snell. According to the text line, is future Hall of Famer Tony Snell, the former Lobo, still getting $10 million to sit on the bench. I believe he's in New Orleans doing that, correct? His salary this year is like only hits the books for a little under $2 million, but yeah, his average was about $10 million a year. Good for him, huh?
I don't know what. Did Tony Snell not give you an autograph? Someone just has it out for Tony.
Tony, honestly, but he is kind of the poster child of a dude that's like figuring this thing out. You don't have to be all that good. You're good enough that you keep getting on
Good enough,
rosters to make $10 million a year, and he's playing.
You don't have to be all that good. Absolutely. If he wasn't good, dude wouldn't be on an NBA roster.
Yeah. No, he's good enough to be on an NBA roster, and he keeps getting there, and he's making an average of $10 million a year. What he's made in his career, probably about $60 million. That's good living. When Tony Snell left UNM, remember he declared early, and I was like, he's not ready. He needs another year. And you're like, nope, he's ready. They're drafting him on potentially. Went in the first round. Been in about 4 teams: Bulls and Portland, and I missed somebody in between. Where was he after the Bulls? Indiana?
Milwaukee Bucks.
Yep.
Yeah, that sounds right.
40. His net worth is $48 million.
Is that what he's made?
That's his net worth.
How do they know that? How do they know what he owes?
That's right.
How the hell does anybody
Google
know that?
always the Google machine.
Google didn't know. He didn't know what his debt is and what.
Tony Snell's made $52 million in his career.
Yeah. So the answer, Mike, to your question, yeah, he is. Good on him.
Yeah.
I love when people go, yeah. It totally reminds me of a story that's got nothing to do with anything. So in 2006, my first year of running a bowl game, I didn't know that much. Not that I know anything about running a bowl game now, but I knew you got to give watches. So all I ever knew about gifting it, well, you got to have watches. And so I got in with the Oakley guy, a guy who's now a really, really, really good friend of mine. And we bought Oakley watches, and it was 2 Fridays before the first New Mexico Bowl. And I came into the office in the morning before we were doing this show. So I was actually in about 8:30 in the morning. And Kerry says, just talk to Sterner, you better sit down. I'm like, I don't want to sit down. He's like, and Kerry's got this slow southern, you better sit down. Like, I don't want to. I'm like, what do you say? He says, they can't have the watches done. I'm like, what do you mean they can't have it? I'm losing my mind. Like, this is the biggest problem in the world. What do you mean we don't have watches? And we had bought a bunch of watches, and I, in fact, was going to buy some more. And as they were, so I called the guy back, and he basically said, you know, as they're taking the tops off and logoing the watches and putting them through the dryer, the hands were melting. They can't logo the watches. And I'm like, you've got the stones to call me 2 weeks before the game, the day they're supposed to be delivered, and tell me you can't do the watches? And there was a pause. He's like, yeah, I do. and he and I tell that story all the time, and we laugh. And in fact, they gave, you know, we figured it out. They laser engraved New Mexico Bowl on the buckle, you know,
nice.
on the side. Actually, it looked really cool, and they came out great, and we found a solution. But he's like, yeah, I do.
I want to watch.
He's one of my best buddies in the business now, but yeah, and he threw an extra 100 watches, so we got that figured out. But yeah, that's what that reminded me of.
Yeah.
That's all I knew about running a bowl game, dude. You had to have watches.
You had to have watches.
And now we don't even do watches anymore.
Oh.
We did watches, I think, for our 5th and our 10th year anniversary. 15 was in Frisco, so we didn't really gift. But yeah, we did. I haven't done watches in a while. Do people
bring it back?
Do you wear watches
all the time?
I do too. Do you? Everybody wears their Apple Watch or
no, I don't wear Apple Watches.
I don't want to know what my sleep rate is and my heart rate is and my circles were closed. I don't honestly. I don't care. I know a lot of you do, and that's cool.
I guess the only reason my friends like it is because you can read text messages without picking up your phone, or you can answer.
Yeah, there's no way I can read a text message on my watch.
With Coleman Vision, you can.
That's right. Do you wear a watch?
I do not.
You don't. See, so JJ.
I love watches.
Gifting has become so hard because everybody, like, especially for, let's say, our board, they're like, you've reached that point in your life, if I want something, I'm going to go get it.
Booze.
How do you, well, booze, but that's, but how do you're always looking for something that people, you know what I say in that commercial, the best gift is something that's really cool but people wouldn't buy for themselves. That's what I'm always looking for. How do you find that? How do you find that? That's really cool. You know what I mean?
Yes.
It's like on the spot.
We'll have to come. Yeah, that's a great gift.
Yeah. That's my point. But how many people actually go out and do it for themselves?
They
JJ's
don't.
writing notes. He's thinking about it now.
They don't. I keep hinting towards Kyle.
How can he not get that for you?
No, he wants it. He just wants me to do it. He's very. He keeps his car clean, man.
OTSdetailing.com, by the way.
Let's do it.
Yeah, that's where you can go and get that done. What are you thinking? You got ideas?
The
For
gift
gifts?
that no
No
one
idea.
does for themselves.
Yeah. That's why I'm going to the bull season trade show to get ideas. Yeah, that's what I do. I'm working on it. Ryan may have ideas. Ryan,
Like a streaming service.
Ryan says,
Red Zone.
what are Brightlings? Is that booze? What's Brightlings? Brightlings are always a welcome gift. What is that? I don't even know what that is.
I don't. Bright Links.
Breitling. I honestly don't know what that is. Is that a good bourbon or something that I don't even know about? It's the first time he sent me. It's a watch. Okay, never mind. It's a watch. Thank you. Yeah, that is always a good. Yeah, he's right. He's right.
Oh.
That's a nice,
had no
spendy,
idea.
expensive, nice, beautiful, wonderful timepiece. You know, there's a difference between like just a watch and a timepiece. Don't just give a watch, give a timepiece. If you're gonna put your logo on something, make sure it's quality. Like,
Totally.
I don't buy garbage golf balls for the New Mexico Bowl golf tournament. It's got to be, I mean, a decent ball. Do you think that's fair?
Oh yeah.
Like some crummy old Top Flight? Come on now. What are we doing here?
I found some good balls on the UNM North last weekend.
Always. You go out like to Twin Warriors or something and just go up in the shrubs. You'll
I'm
come
like,
out
there's
with
Pro
buckets.
V1s out here. I'm like, what
They're
the heck?
everywhere.
No one cares about these?
They care. They just couldn't find them. 505-246-0610, 888-922-06. How the hell did we get on that? It was all because of, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, I do.
It's still one of my favorite, like, yeah. And there was that pause. And he's just what you would expect the Oakley guy to be like, right? Just super SoCal. Yeah. Yeah, I do. It's just classic. Hey, it's spring. You're sneezing. That's how I know it's spring. It's windy. It's baseball. Lobos beat the Aggies 19-2. Time for you to get out, be active, and moving. Guys, how you feeling? You ready for spring? Hope you are, but if you're not, if you're tired too often, you're feeling sluggish, maybe you put on a few too many pounds, or even you're dealing with erectile dysfunction, call NewMail. NewMail helps men all over the country with those very natural things. Their number's 505-652-1688. 505-652-1688, or you can visit NewMail, NUMALE.com. Why do so many men visit NewMail? Well, because it works. NewMail utilizes industry-leading testosterone replacement to help men deal with those very natural symptoms. Guys, reality is, as you age, there's a good chance you're going to be affected, but you don't have to succumb. Call NewMail at 505-652-1688 and take care of it. NewMail's right here in Albuquerque. They're convenient, and it works. That's the beauty, the results. NewMail's number, 505-652-1688, 505-652-1688, or visit newmail.com and feel better.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543.
You trusted your home or business security to a company with an armed response. They sold out to a national corporate giant, and you're stuck on the brink of less security. I'm Aaron Jones, owner of International Protective Service. IPS isn't for sale. I'm invested here, and I care about your home and business as if it's my own. Let the highly trained armed guards or 24-hour patrols of IPS protect what's yours. With faster response times to catch criminals and less associated costs. Call 897-2420 or go to ipsglobal.com.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Things are only like $3,000. I think they start at $3,000. It's a good gift, though. It's a good gift. Still sloppy from the storm as your surf report out of Northern California should clean up by tomorrow. But Ralph wants to bring back Cracker Talk. When do we have Cracker Talk? Oh, the best crackers. Were you in on that one?
What's the best crackers?
Like Ritz crackers and biscuits and yeah.
This off-season talk?
Yeah, it was at some point.
Biscuits, Triscuits.
Ooh, I like Triscuits.
Do you like Triscuits?
Yeah.
Ritz are the best crackers, though, right?
Ooh, I love Ritz.
Who doesn't like Ritz? It's like, who doesn't like Jolly Ranchers? I mean, Ritz and...
It depends what I'm eating it with.
Don't do it.
Goldfish?
So we had that conversation. Is Goldfish a cracker?
Yes.
I mean, it's got to be, right? What else could it be?
JJ,
cracker.
You're a dad.
Is that a cracker?
That's what it says on the bag.
Does it? I guess you would know.
Sounds like you had a goldfish.
I'm not arguing with you. Certainly your level of expertise here. I'm down.
I was a nanny for a very long time.
No, I get it. Jack says, a little soggy out there, Jeff, as this wonderful spring weather continues. Isn't there supposed to be a game on the pitch tonight? United and Oakland Roots tonight. JJ out at the ball pitch. What's the weather? I'll find that for you. All right, so what's Oakland Roots? United 2-0-1 after a disappointing draw. Orange County got the equalizer in extra time to escape with 1 point on the road. Tonight, Oakland Roots comes to town. What do you got?
Their soccer team from Oakland. They're playing on the pitch.
It's good. It's for the first time you haven't had stuff. That is all right. I'm down.
Scouting report for you, man.
No scouting report.
Ain't got you this time.
All right, no, I'm actually okay with that.
Not this time.
I mean, I think that's the first time, though, isn't it? Have you ever gone to JJ and said, he's like, I don't have it for you. By tonight, it's going to clear up, mostly clear and windy. Low of 35 tonight, so it should be a little chilly out at the pitch. If you're going, maybe bring a parka, a down. I'm going to assume you're allowed to bring a blanket in there. I don't know. But the supporters will be out there. Wonderful crowd. I've never watched an Ice Topes game where they haven't told me or listened where they've told me how great the crowd is. I mean United, because United crowds are wonderful. So you got an opportunity to go see your team out at the ball pitch tonight. 7 o'clock, I believe, is when they kick off, right, against Oakland Roots. I'm going to call it 7. That's what it says on the thing over there. All right, you can get in at 505-246-0610, 888-922-0610. Hoser wants to talk a little nipple. Hello, Josue.
Hey, good morning, guys. First of all, let me say hello to JJ Buck, Tilly, Austin, Patty, Marie, your future husband, Mr.
Kyle.
Holt, right?
Yeah, my team-in-law.
Marie. I don't want to forget, well, I'm forgetting, but Jeff's mother.
I don't want to forget what I'm forgetting.
Love her to death. The brothers out in California.
Is this impression time?
Sorry. What I called about,
forgot about our
you guys
animals.
hit the nail on the head. You know, we really don't, like Jay just said, you know, it's really not important to the NFL as far as the morality in it. You know, if you've got talent, you're always going to get that second, third, fourth chance, depending on the level of talent that you have. And it's unfortunately, you know, that it comes to that, but that's the way it is. I mean, I even fall victim myself. You know, you forget 2-3 years down the road, and you're just, I mean, you're there, you're watching. The thing is just exciting. It's exciting to watch on Sundays, and it's like, you know, all that other stuff. Yes, it looks bad in the moment. I think what the NFL is just trying to do is just trying to save face some. You know, it's like, hey, we don't want to, you know, lose some dollars here. We have to do something, but in doing something, they really don't do nothing, and it just becomes like, you know, like Jay just says, like, you know, what are we doing? You know, so. Yeah, so that's.
You know, there's very few things where you look at it, they're the best in the world, right? Every one of us are replaceable. As good as any one of us think we are, none of us are the best in the world at what we do, and even if we were, we're replaceable.
Yeah.
Right? When you look at
I
that.
mean, I got replaced.
Twice or 3 times
Oh,
by now.
man. I know.
But look how many people it's taken to replace you.
Oof, yeah, at least 2.
And I thought Marie wasn't coming back.
Oh, my gosh.
That's a whole nother
Stuff is going to happen, y'all.
But
I'm never leaving.
When you get to professional athletics, those are the best in the world.
Yeah.
There's nobody that's as good as them. Are they replaceable? Yeah, they're all replaceable, but at what cost? And so you're willing to eat some moral crap, for lack of a better way to put it, because, well, my guy's the best at what he does.
Yeah. The other thing I wanted to hit on was I think the high school coaching salaries, is that why Mr. Brown kind of stepped down there?
Well, no, I think he was asked to step down or told to step down.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. But you're right about the salaries. I mean, there is a lot of time, you know, and I know New Mexico is different as far as they don't have, I mean, they try to hire head coaches that have degrees that can also teach to be able to pay them a little bit more. But really, you know, if they're a head coach, they're only going to get, you know, 5,000 to 8,000 more on top of their teacher's salary. But it's not like other states where, I mean, sometimes the coach, that's all he does. You know, he's like the campus athletic director. You know, he's making 50 to 80,000 a year just for doing that, and that's all he focuses on is, you know, his main sport, whether it be football and things like that. So, yeah, I think, you know, we might, I don't know if we're able to, but we should probably look at that and see, you know, how to compensate these guys more. But you're right as far as they don't do it for the money, because I've been an assistant coach, and I definitely don't do it for the money. It's enjoyable, and if you have a flexible schedule where you can, you know, kind of give back to the community and you enjoy that sport, man, it is a lot of fun. But yes, it does take up a lot of time, and I think that's why you see a lot of turnover.
Yeah, but the issue is when another school district comes and says we can pay you more to do the same thing,
there you go,
because you're good, then your school district is losing the ones that are really good, because those individuals are getting an opportunity to. I mean, they're losing money, right? Most of these guys, you know, you're feeding these kids. You're probably making, you know, 20 cents an hour by the time it's all.
Yeah, if you break it down, for sure.
Yeah. So, all right, man.
Yeah. All right. And so before I leave, I just want to say goodbye again to Jilly, Austin, Tilly, your mom, hey Marie.
Your mom.
Say goodbye to you know, whoever else is in the building.
Can I just dump the call? I mean,
Kyle, Jackson.
Wait a minute. Before
My
I go,
dog.
I got a trivia for Amy.
How many kids?
It can only be women's sports.
Hey, hello to all the Hoser kids and Mrs. Hoser.
It was
and,
the WNBA All-Star.
90s women's college basketball only.
Woo!
I'm kidding.
See you, Hoser.
All right. Bye-bye.
See what he did there?
Yeah, he made fun of all of our callers.
That was caller on caller crime.
And we love our callers.
I don't know what to do, but I know what's coming next. I do. I absolutely know what's coming next. All right, what do I get tonight? I get there's no I get some hockey and hoops. The NIT finals tomorrow. Final Four back on Saturday. I mean, I got good kid time last night. She made a poster. She just got back from Monterey. She showed me pictures. See, and there was no game to interrupt. It was kind of good last night. So that's what I think I get tonight. All right, I'm going to wrap it up for you. When we get back, we will hit your major topics. You got time for you to get in, 505-246-0610. It is your opening drive. Thanks for being with us this morning on 95.9 FM, AM 610, the sports animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543.
A burglary takes place in the United States approximately every 15 seconds. International Protective Service is your answer for commercial and residential security in all of Albuquerque. IPS will work with your monitoring company for fast, reliable response times. You can rest easy knowing you, your family, or your company is watched over by International Protective Service. Call International Protective Service today.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
And AM 610, the sports animal.
What'd you do to Hoser today? Have you ever met Hoser?
Not yet.
How have you not met Hoser?
I don't know.
You ever gone to a Lobo game?
I didn't get to go this year.
You didn't go to any Lobo games? Hoser's the guy who gives stuff away at the Lobo games. So you've never met Hoser?
I will this year.
That's right if you haven't. You should get out a little bit.
I try.
Yeah.
Should support local sports.
I do.
I mean, just saying.
Look, I wear a Lobo sweatshirt every day.
You do often. Are you wearing? Oh, JJ's wearing Central Michigan today.
Central Michigan, baby.
Chips, baby. Fire up chips.
Might rock
Fire
a
up
bowl
chips.
jacket tomorrow if this cold weather keeps up.
Yeah, yeah. Fire up chips. They're the Sun Belt, the defending.
Who did
Sun
they
Belt.
play in the bowl game?
Washington. In our game?
Yeah.
San Diego State.
San Diego State.
I think I run out of the built like 48-11.
I was going to perform in a Lobo game this year, then the COVID.
That was Rocky's last game as San Diego State coach against the Fire Up Chips. And then we had a sweatshirt, so JJ's got a nice fitting Central Michigan Chippewa sweatshirt. They are the defending champions of what bowl game right now? The Central Michigan Chippewas.
The Tart Cherry Mowers Gasparilla Bowl.
I'm trying to. It's the Sun Bowl. Who's the? It's the Tony the Tiger.
Tony the Tiger Sun Bowl.
Tony the Tiger Sun Bowl.
They're great.
They beat Washington State. Remember, they were the darlings. They were in Arizona. They were going to go play in
from the Barstool Bowl.
Barstool Arizona Bowl, and then when
And
Boise
Boise was
State
like,
bailed, they're
yeah,
like, "Yeah, we're out too, and we're going to go make $3 million instead of $300,000." And they went over to the Sun Bowl and they played in that game. That's right. They were the darlings of bowl season. All right. When I told you I knew it was coming, I mean, what the hell do I know? Hello, Terry. How are you?
Good morning to everyone. Hoser, good for your impression. I could be mean and say I'm glad they gave you a break and you can go back and put your headset on and say you want tries with that, but we'll move on. I always wondered on the Lobo Aggies why they play twice a year, but your show always showed me why they do it. Because between Jason's emails and Rudy's calls, it's such a tie-in, and they live with each other because nobody else plays twice a year in basketball, but that's fine. But from the standpoint of the coaches, yes, I wish they paid more. You know, we had junior high sports way back when and went to four-year high school, so I guess they turned some of it into freshmen. But it took them 50 years to build the third stadium because Wilson Stadium was built in 62, and we added like 7 or 8 APS high schools before they built a third football stadium. So whether it be a couple $100,000 for shot clock, coaches being compensated properly, it always seems like things take a short end. And, you know, we have plenty of administration people, and I think they probably all think they do a wonderful job. And we'll have somebody that gets paid 6 figures come out and say, we don't have enough money for these other projects. But whether it be sports or, you know, drama or band or whatever, I think a lot of those things are important, and I wish they were funded properly. But actually the only one thing I really wanted to get in today, because I'm thankful for my kids' health, is it being Jersey's Mike's Day, I'm making sure I'm going to go out and get a couple big sandwiches. If I knew where to find Hoser, I'd actually buy him a sandwich in honor of his wonderful speech. But you guys have a great day. If you can, get to Jersey's Mike's, you know, buy something. They're donating all the money to Special Olympics, which is a great cause. And always, all family members have a wonderful day, and even Baloo and everybody else. So you guys take care. It's always fun to listen.
See you, Terry.
Even doing our sweet deals job.
It is a sweet deal. Jersey Mike's Day, by the way. Today is their day of giving. Would they tell us when? Remember, those guys like being on the radio, by the way.
Oh, they love it.
I mean,
I love the energy.
You missed that on Friday when those guys came in, the Jersey Mike's guy. Those guys are ready to go. They were ready to take over the show. We probably could have taken a month off. I'm just saying. But yeah, if you go to Jersey Mike's today, all of their proceeds are going to what is it?
Special Olympics.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Special Olympics. All right, 505-246-0610. Do I have anything else that you sent me? 19 and 2. All right, thank you for sending that to me. I don't know why Jason's emails do not come to me. But they go straight to you. Good morning, OD. 19 to 2. Welp, sometimes you're the bear and sometimes the bear gets you. I can't pretend to know much about the Diamond Boys and Cruises, but it is now funny that Lobo fan now will take any opportunity to pump up any victory over the Aggies. Boys, the rivalry is alive and well. Hey, Lobo fan, that 19-2 victory should merit free water at any establishment in the Duke City. Just mentioned 19-2. Sure there's going to be confusion, but follow it with water and lemon, and they will take it off your bill. Trust me. That is, ladies and gents, is how thirsty Lobo Athletics is for attention. Nothing says low sports self-esteem like touting a midweek regular season baseball game. But hey, good job, Lobo Baseball. Maybe UNM is transitioning to become a baseball school because the other B sport on the men's side has been historically unwatchable. I, like UNM, is now a baseball school because you haven't been a basketball school. Crimsonally, Jason. Look at him just poo-pooing it. Oh, yeah, look at you. It's some midweek baseball beatdown. It was an ass-kicking. 19-2. They sent you home early. They stopped the game after 7 innings. All right, enough. They run-ruled you. In your own built, 19-2. Come on. Lobo fan had I guess they've had women's basketball to talk about. They beat you twice. And they split with you in men's basketball. So does that make them 4-1? Oh, and football, they won football. So that makes the Lobos 5-1 over the Aggies this year? But the Aggies won an NCAA tournament game.
They did.
So if I gave you that blind resume, you lose in football, men's and women's basketball, and the one baseball game. You're 1-5 against your rival. But your rival doesn't go to the NCAA tournament. You go to the tournament, and you win one game in the tournament. Which would you rather be? Which blind resume you want? Who's got it better?
That's what, this weekend is so fascinating for the Duke-Carolina rivalry because you're going to have a Final Four game mixed in there now.
Well, that's really that's what matters. I mean, that's what's going to matter. That's the final say. Nice beating us in Coach K's final home game. But if we get you in the Final Four, you like apples? How you like them apples? So which blind resume would you take? You want to be 1-5 against your rival, but you go to the NCAA tournament and win a game? Or would you rather be 5-1 and own your rival, but you didn't go to the tournament?
I would like to go to the tournament.
So you'd rather have the Aggies resume this scholastic year?
I saw what you were doing there.
No, I mean it's obvious what I'm doing. I'm not masquerading anything.
No, I know. I'd rather go to the tournament.
Okay. No, I'm not hiding anything. I mean those aren't. I guess I call them blind resumes, but they're not blind. Lobos have beaten the Aggies. If you take football, men's and women's basketball, now one baseball game.
I want to play in the tournament.
5 out of 6 times. Aggies got the one win at the pit, stomped on your logo, and won a game in the tournament. Who you want to be? Which one's better? Honestly, I'm not sure I know the answer. It's personal preference. You'd rather go to the tournament. You'd rather have the Aggies resume. What about you?
I'd rather have the NCAA tournament.
All right. I think that's what Jason was saying. Enjoy your midweek win in baseball is what he just told you. It's cute. I think he kind of said.
Rivalry's so much fun.
Get water and lemon. They'll take it off your bill. Rivalries are fun. And it's good that this rivalry is kind of alive again.
Yes.
Because it was a hammer and a nail situation for a long time. Hammer and the nail go at each other every day, but the nail never wins. It's not a rivalry. But this one kind of feels, and then you're going to tell me, 5 out of 6, is that really a rivalry, Jeff? I don't know. It feels like it. Kind of does, doesn't it to you? Mm-hmm. You guys talk a whole lot of stuff. And I enjoy listening to it and reading it. Makes me laugh. So, we're there. All right, what do I got today, JJ? What am I watching? What's my big NBA game I got to watch today?
NBA?
Or do I got to watch United tonight?
You can watch United.
Denver, Indiana, Miami, Boston's interesting.
Depends on who's going to be available.
Boston's got all those injuries. Yeah.
For them.
San Antonio's got a big game to try to stay ahead of the Lakers. The Lakers can slip back above San Antonio. No, they do.
No, I know.
Then they play Memphis. I don't know if John Moran's playing. Golden State, Phoenix tonight.
Ooh, good one. Good one.
Yeah. All right. So I got all that to watch. Anything else?
You about covered it.
You know what I love too?
What do you love too?
Do you guys know the country artist Eric Church by chance?
Mm-hmm.
He canceled a huge concert this weekend because he loves UNC basketball because he wants to watch the game, and his fan base is not happy about the decision.
So I got like a gala to go to on Saturday night.
Oh, dang. But you can get on your phone.
Football, I got my phone.
God
Yeah.
bless the phone.
The March Madness.
I love this though, but his fan base is not happy.
Where was he supposed to play? I'll guarantee it wasn't in North Carolina. I promise you what.
No one's going. San Antonio.
Yeah, it's a little different.
Yeah.
They're like, I don't give a damn about Coach Krzyzewski. The hell is Coach Krzyzewski?
I get it.
Yeah.
It's the last time you're gonna see with Coach K.
I kind of want to watch that game too. Is it bad if I sit at a gala with the phone up?
Absolutely not.
Football on my phone?
It's your job.
Ooh.
It's your job.
I'm working, bro.
I'm working, bro.
I'm like a coach. I don't get a stipend for this, but
you're working, bro.
I'm working, bro.
Can always get away with that.
That's right. I'm working, bro. All right. Enjoy that. And then tomorrow, Jerry Palm's going to be with us. He will be on his way. Yeah, he is, of course, the senior writer and key head bracket. I think we have 2 more Jerrys in us this year. And then we got to put a care package together if you got anything. I got to start going through the closet.
A watch?
One of those nice ones, too.
Jerry Palm going to do all he can to deflect from Purdue's performance against St. Peter's.
I mean, he's going to be one miserable Boilermaker.
Hope they're doing free throw drills in the offseason.
Damn.
Can Matt Bradley join him?
Please. For crying out loud. Thanks to Sebastian Noel. He was with us today. Jim Rome Show is next. I heard with Colin Cowards after that. 2 Men On comes your way at 4. We're back with award-winning radio starting tomorrow at 7 a.m. Adrian, great work. A-Marie. I mean, except for letting that hoser call through. I mean, that was really good. Big day for you today?
Huge day.
What do you got going? All right, enjoy it.
Too much. So it's huge.
Be good to each other, please. Be kind, loving, caring, and sharing. We shall smell you tomorrow.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543.
Waiting the next pitch. That's a good swing. Nope. Nice dig by the shortstop. Gets it across, and that's an out, number 1.
To that meeting, what pitch do we get? It's a good pitch and a swing and a miss for strike number 3. And the ball game.
On the squeeze play here.
He'll go safety squeeze, he'll go suicide squeeze, or he'll go the traditional way. That one's hit on the air to left, caught on the line by Ritchie. Throw to the plate is coming, what a throw! They gun down the runner at the plate. It's a breaking ball hit the other way. That might be trouble. Long run, Morlock can't make the diving catch, and it's going to roll all the way to the wall. Coming around to score will be the courtesy runner Young easily, and around to third on an RBI triple is Jordan Baca, and the Hawks are on the board first.
What a swing by Baca. Tough play up there in right field. He tried his best, gave it a go by diving, but then he allowed the triple too.
Wow, that was a bomb there. That's a home run. Wow. Man, oh man. Elijah Castaneda with the home run. Deep shot to left field. Wow, beautiful hit there.
They're at first and second. Burton wraps to third. He's going to step on the bag for 1. Flip across to first. There's a double play to end the inning. And the game. Poetic justice for the Hawks. Here's a 1-0. That's back up the box, and it's lined and caught at second by Gonzalez.
Runners on first and second for the Rams. There's a shot, and that one's Gonzo. 3-1 shot by Keona King.
Oh, beautiful hit by Adriel Figueroa Brito. And he will take second. He might go to third. He's rounding second. He's going to third. Here's the throw. He's going to come home. Wow. Man, home run. Wow, infield home run there. And the Matadors score.
Swung on, driven over to third base to Cedillo. Cedillo takes it over to second and then over to first. They get one out, but not able. So that is a triple play. Nice job by Estrada to get it over to second base to Adkins. That was the first out. Adkins whipped it over to Morrison at first base. That was your second out. And then Morrison got it over to catch at Fairhurst. Fairhurst had to make the tag.